Okay, so that is welcome to session number 31 of our Shadowrun campaign set in 2050 of the Shadowrun universe. Tonight online we have Jeremy.
Good evening all. Yes, I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the street elf from Seattle. Grew up wanting to be dreaming about being a member of the Ancients, and hence has honed his motorcycle and driving skills as a courier and a mechanic. And has got to the stage where, yes, he's certainly been recognised by the ancients and started their initiation processes, but has also recently discovered that he might have family he never knew about, which has drawn him into a bit of an adventure down south of Portland.
Next person we have online today is Ross.
Yes, I'm playing the lovable troll Womp, who is a discipline of Ekithump, following the religion of Ekithump by the prophet of Bill Oddie. Basically following the pantheon of BBC 1. Was it BBC 2? Too many BBCs to think of. Basically the healer and food connoisseur of the group.
Which is always nice to have.
Yeah. And I've heard that there might be some good black puddings in this area. I know their fish and chips are great, but I'm interested in testing their black puddings. Tasting their black puddings, not hitting people over the head with the black pudding. But that could probably occur anyway.
Well, it depends. The black pudding might start to eat them instead.
Okay, so these are Graham's black puddings with remote control chips in it.
Yeah, could be sentient black puddings.
Ugh.
Next person we have online is Martin.
Sri Lankan Badger-like dwarf, and he's in the smuggling game. And he's also a primalist with a few violent spells.
Hey, a few violent spells can't hurt, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And if available, we also have Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I play Flora. Flora is obsessed with doors and ice cream, and squishes people like accordions, or punches their spine completely outright.
I shouldn't have gotten addicted to ice cream.
You did find a door factory.
I bought 5 doors, which means that I have 12 cards so far.
So does that mean you got a full house?
Not quite.
Unfortunately, he's playing 21.
Great. At least it's not Kanaska.
Kanas needs a bigger deck. Don't tempt him.
Ugh.
Also online is Em, if she's available.
No, at the moment we're just finishing up with the cleaning of baby.
All good, and Ariadne will also be joining us when she gets the chance. Okay, so backstory is you had one member of your family find out he had a inheritance, and that his long lost father, who he's never met, had gone to a place called Angel Grove to find and recover said inheritance. And Desmond, being the patient and willing to wait person for them to deliver it to him, went to Angel Grove hoping to Hey, what's the best way to put it? Get in touch with your roots.
Yeah, nothing better to do, and he had good reason to not want to hang around Seattle too much for a while.
You have had a few people have interest in you, and you're hoping that by the time you get back, the Yakuza are no longer trying to earn a fortune for your head.
Mm-hmm.
And a certain detective may not be as looking for you as much as he was.
Or I can come back a new man.
There's that too. What was that, Martin?
How would you go about doing that?
New ID.
Okay. Not a physical transformation. Just checking.
And possibly a fake mustache.
And glasses that I obviously don't need because I've got eyes.
So is that glasses with no glass in it, just so you look like you're wearing
glasses
them?
with no lens. Okay.
It's what stops the glass from getting dirty.
Mm.
Okay, so
Thank you.
after getting to Angel Grove and finding out technology doesn't quite work the same here, as most of it had problems coming in.
Which is why I probably should look at the glasses. Since the ice failed, it stopped working for a little while.
Who knows if it will happen again?
Mm.
There are rumors that around the Kaiju, technology doesn't work so well.
Mm. So maybe I should take blind fighting.
Quite possibly. And I'm sure that will help with your sniper shooting completely.
Absolutely.
You can blind fight from a mile away, can't you?
Trust me.
Okay, so getting into Angel Grove and finding out you'd landed in the industrial complex and stealthing around, you made it into the city center, got a room for the night. Some of you got the penthouse, some of you got the lower levels.
Mm-hmm.
Lower levels were harder to get than the penthouse. No one really wants to stay there.
Hey, Declan's got used to living in the penthouse after having a few weeks at Mario Mercurio's place and then taking over the top 3 floors of his new building.
Have you chosen to rename the building? The Deadshot building?
He wouldn't want to draw attention to himself.
Like I said, the Deadshot building. Unless, of course, it became the Ancients building with a big A on the side.
Hey. So we can certainly go down that pathway, having knocked out the STRK.
Right, I can hear the ancients assemble.
And then what's the first thing that happens? We throw the
Five people get together.
So what was that, Martin?
Well, is that when 5 people, like one is the leg and one is the other leg and one is the body and
And I'll form the head.
And then suddenly you'll all be in the one machine, even though you were in different machines at the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's no weirdness at all with that whatsoever.
Hey, it might be a perfectly appropriate situation for a paranormal coming into it.
And so you come into the first morning of Angel Grove with the sound of what sounds to you like an old air raid siren or a Tsumi warning. Hard to tell. You've never actually lived through either of those.
So that's what we get woken to that after spending the night at the hotel?
You get woken to that after spending the night in the hotel.
That's Kitty Kong siren.
Did we hear that at all when we arrived? or we only heard the all clear signal?
You only heard the all clear signal.
Well, Desmond had already set up his sniper rifle with a good view out past the balcony area of the penthouse. But yeah. He'll probably roll out of bed a bit surprised that I didn't think I set an alarm, and take a look out the window and see if there's anything to see.
Well, looking out the window, you see cars seem to be driving into garages, and people seem to be disappearing off the streets everywhere. Early morning traffic is pretty much vacated in the amount of time it took you to reach the window and look down. You wouldn't get even this level of people following instructions in Seattle.
No.
You would expect that if someone said air raid, people would be standing on the rooftop looking up going, where?
Well, hey, that's what Des was doing. Seattle born and bred. Although he's not actually going to the roof. Maybe out on the balcony.
So, what is Desron's perception?
He gets one bonus yellow die with his as part of his 2.4 cunning. So one yellow, one green. Assuming his eyes are working properly.
His eyes are currently working properly.
One yellow, one green.
Okay, so with your dice roll of one success, you see what appears to be a rising water level coming into the harbour.
What I was doing with the air raid got off.
So we'll switch over to Rakesh first, who I believe were you in the? I think you were in the lower levels.
Yeah, in the lower levels, and I mean, I'm curious about what the Kaiju can put out, but I'm not that curious. So I will try to angle, just have a view of them from where I am.
Well, the room you took had water seals as well as no external windows, being it was one of the safe from Kaiju attack rooms.
Okay, well, I'll make do with that. That's fine.
And as you're sitting there, you hear the sound of your door locking with multiple bolts.
Okay.
Apparently, you've gone into lockdown. What about Flogger in the background, who also, I believe, did an upper floor?
Ford is always curious about what's going on, so he'll peek outside.
So, what is Flogger's perception?
Not good. Let me have a quick look. Flogger. Her perception is what's perception under?
Perception.
Will.
Cunning.
Vigilance.
Oh, cool. 2 green dice.
Okay, so while Flogger gets a bit of a headache, taking 3 strain.
Obviously, he's not a morning person. Doesn't like these alarms.
Nah.
The ringing's just going right through your brain right now. Feels like a screaming child in your ear.
Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna feed her and then we'll be back on.
All good. And Flogger sees what appears to be 2 creatures coming in from the sea from different directions. That's what he gets with his extra successes. Yeah, 3 successes is not bad. Okay.
Especially on 2 dice.
Well, the maximum you can get is 4.
Exactly.
And then we move over to Womp, who is currently in the city on other business.
Yeah.
Did Womp follow the advice
You
of the...
mean he's not just arriving by the ocean?
I'm going to be following the advice of what everybody else is being advised to, but I'm also going to activate my Super Saiyan ability and activate Enhance Augmentation.
So what I was asking was, when you arrived, did you pay the stupidly exorbitant lower floor, or did you pay the stupidly cheap penthouse to stay in?
It's got to remember also that unless, well, I say, Womp might have different information coming here, but yes, technically, none of us knew anything about this place or what we were coming in to expect.
All I know that this is freaky shit's happening in this one, so I would go for the more expensive one.
Okay. And when you hear the sound of a what sounds like an air raid, would Womp have gone outside to find out what was happening?
I will consult my travel brochure.
I don't think this is the type of place that comes with a travel brochure of any sort.
No, I got instructions on. I needed to be. I'm down the delivery here. To see what Rakadash put in there for what happens when sirens are wailing.
So when sirens are wailing, his brochure says he recommends getting a good look, because then you know what you're out to collect.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
I'm following Rakadash.
the siren starts, that's when your job starts.
Yeah.
And you've waited probably about 2 or 3 weeks for a siren to start.
Yeah, following Rakadash's instructions, I will go outside.
And as you step outside and you hear the door shut behind you, you hear multiple locks click into place, realizing it's just gone into lockdown.
Okay. I know he's absent-minded, but okay. I'm going to go activate my Super Womp. I'll probably either knock myself out or I'll actually be enhanced.
Okay, so
that's 3 yellow and 4 purple, I believe.
I'm just confirming now for you. And so you said 3 yellow?
Yeah, 3 yellow. That does not look good.
Okay, so you can choose to take it as 8 strain or 4 wounds.
Ouch.
What would you prefer?
Okay.
No mix and matching.
Is I do get a strain back, so what will happen with that?
You don't get it from which one? From casting? Which bit is this?
Oh, this is from the U.
The U?
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's a successful or if that's always. That's one thing I forgot to ask about with the augmentation of the items.
Well, that only happens when you successfully cast. This is not a
Okay,
successful
fair enough.
cast.
Yeah, I'll take the 4 wounds then.
Okay. So yes, apparently this place hurts a lot.
There's not any technology to fuck up you.
And you stagger out into the street with the blood sort of pouring out of your ear.
On the black side, it means you're looking down with your hands over your ears so you can't see what's coming. You got nothing to worry about. What you can't see can't hurt you.
And as you're outside, you see everyone's gone. There's not a single person out on the street by the time you make it out there. There's not even someone in reception of your hotel.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have thought they would have left it unattended. But hey, the sirens. Maybe they've all gone out to look. Okay, so back to Desrin, who's up on top with... he can see... he turns around and sees Flogger towering over the top of him, also looking out there.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't quite register that he had moved in here, so for the first time, he found Flogger was actually quite quiet. Might have been the sirens that made him quiet, but hey.
Well, he assumed that Flogger wasn't here because the room still had doors.
Mm-hmm. And then the siren cuts out.
Okay. How far is this hotel from the coastline?
Probably about 5 to 10 k's from the actual coastline. Probably about half a k to the river.
Yep. So I'm thinking. Okay. So from our balcony, then. Okay. We've got a good view of these incoming waves.
You do.
And hey, it should be fine for this distance. So hey, time to get out the deck chairs and popcorns.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
He will just double check the mechanism on the sniper rifle just to be certain safe, but yeah. Otherwise, hey. We might be getting some idea about what this place is talking about or concerned about.
that seems to be working. But while you're looking at it, you start to see lines going across your vision.
Uh-huh.
And the closer the waves seem to be getting to the shore, the more choppy your vision's getting.
Mm.
Not disturbing whatsoever.
Have we got any comms with SoCal at this start? Like, have we had comms since? I think we regained comms partway through. I don't know if we've maintaining comms.
Only when you plug into one of the ports that you found. So you're thinking landline based, not radio wave.
That's right, yes. We jumped onto a phone booth.
Yeah, old-fashioned phone booth with a data jack.
Yeah. Desmond will actually then duck back inside, still watching through the windows, much like that type stuff, but it's aiming to get a data jack and see if he can send a message to SoCal and let him know, hey, I don't suppose you've got any systems for jamming cameras, do you?
Okay. And now you're starting to realise why there's never been any great footage of any of these Kaijus that have been reported.
Mm-hmm.
Anything technology based doesn't seem to take a photo properly. Because it's always grainy, it always looks fake. Okay, so moving over to Womp. What's Womp doing? He's down on the street.
Okay, I am going to climb up one of the buildings and try to get onto the rooftop and see what's going on.
Okay, buildings around you are about 30 floors.
Okay.
You managed to stay in the city centre.
Yeah.
Are you any good at climbing glass fronts?
Okay, so they don't have a
Fire
escape or anything like that.
They generally do inside. Rarely do they allow people to get into the fire escape from outside.
Okay. I've only got basically physical strength, and that I don't actually have any mutations or any suction caps to climb on glass.
But you can't call out, door needs opening.
Open door.
I mean, hoping that Flogger would come down and break things for you.
That'll be interesting.
Or just drop a rope from the 30-story up.
Yes, except if you ask Flogger to drop a rope, he'll literally do that, and you'll have a coil of rope land at your feet.
Okay. Okay, so there's no way of getting higher up to see what's going on.
There is. You can go back into the apartment place where you're staying and access places there.
I thought it was sealed, so I couldn't get back in.
You got locked out.
Your room was locked out.
Oh, okay, so I can still wander. Yep, okay, I'll go back in and go upstairs then.
Okay. Getting in, you do realize the doors are a lot slower than they were previously. You think the power is starting to run out on them.
Okay, slightly assisted by a bit of strength.
Okay, so there's this crunching sound coming from the doors, and they stop about halfway open. Tiny bit of smoke coming from above the door as well.
Okay, squeeze through the door.
Well, half open for a door is still easy for you to get through. Fully open, they can fit a car.
Big pardon?
Fully open, you can fit a car.
Okay. This is a weird place.
Hey, most hotels have a very large door that can be opened if needed.
Okay.
Okay, so you find the fire escape with no issues, and the door even opens quite nicely from this side. But there's a clicking sound as it shuts behind you. You realize there's nothing to open it from the inside. As there's a door on the other side of the stairwell that leads to the outside. A lot of fire escapes use one-way doors.
Okay. So I have to go back into the hotel and then just basically go up the stairs.
Oh no, you can just go up the stairs from here, but if you want to get back into the hotel, you have to go out the back.
Oh,
of the building.
yeah, that's understandable. I thought you meant that I basically got to the fire escape, went out, and I'm back outside again.
No.
No.
They're saying that you can see the door that you can push open leads to the outside, and the stairs are going up beside you.
Yep, I'm going up.
Okay, it feels like you're going up on tippy toes because the stairs are just not made for troll feet.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole tippy toe of Monsters Inc. With your size and the stairs. So while you're going up there, what is Desrin doing? He's plugged in, he sent off a message and hasn't got a response back yet.
Well, I don't know whether, obviously, whilst I expect I'm still at the same time zone as Hotel in Seattle, he probably didn't get woken up by airway sirens, so...
And you know, it's very rare for him to get up until midday.
Yeah.
There's something about the morning sun he absolutely hates.
I don't suppose, being jacked in to actually send the message, that he found that he could actually, the extra power from the building and anything like that doesn't help his eyesight.
Well, he does see that the power levels of the eyes and his system readout when he's checked in is showing that the amount of energy your eyes have is quickly draining away. As is the output from the building itself.
Well, in that case, then he'll basically stay connected right now, because hey, if it make any difference to how long he can actually keep his eyes open for, that's a bonus.
Fell asleep.
And yeah, he'll be calling out see what he can still see, and thinking that, man, got a perfect viewing seat, and unfortunately, new eyes are failing me.
Just happened to get the eyes just in time not to be able to use them.
So what's happened?
Okay, so I'll get you to introduce your character.
Oh, can we just give me a sec?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just wrestling with the shelf. Can't do two things at once.
Okay, we'll get back to you in a moment then.
You can't do summary of what happened to Desrin?
There has been an air raid siren.
Right.
And as he's been watching what's appeared to be coming with a tsunami or a large wave heading towards the shore,
Oh, right.
his eyes has started to fail him.
Oh, I see. So he's kind of blind.
And then he's found out that his eyes' power is dropping rapidly.
Yeah, that's right, Elliot. Nobody, I see, nobody.
Unintentional, but actually very happy accident. So he's still in the penthouse where we were last week?
He was sitting down in this nice chair to have a good view of what was happening, and then he started to see lines everywhere.
Is he with Flogger?
Basically, it's the morning after we checked in.
You can't tell if he's with Flogger because he can't see him.
Can't see.
And Flogger's not currently running around making noise.
Okay, alright. I'll just...
But there is still doors in the apartment, so obviously he's nowhere near.
Well, he did say he opened them last session, so I'm not sure if he opened yours or his.
So I'm Shadowstar, known as Shadow, caffeinated and awakened elf, and sorry, my brain's just trying to catch up with where we're up to.
You're in Angel Grove.
Oh, that's right. Yes. We're in South Portland. We found ourselves lodging, and all the smart people are down near the Holocaust type shelters, and
so the question for Shadowstar is, when you heard what sounded like an air raid siren or what could be a tsunami warning, you can't quite tell because you've never lived through either.
Yep.
Would Shadowstar leave her room, or would you wait to find out what was happening?
I'd be very aware that half my team is upstairs, and I do have comms, so I would comm upstairs to see what they can see because they have a view. So it would be yelling over my comms or phoning, some form of communication with upstairs, say what is going on up there.
So Flogger or Desrin?
Can't try them both.
Well, normally you call one at a time.
Okay, alright. Look, I'm gonna... Is Flogger actually playing today?
He is.
Okay. I'll give... No, actually, I would call Desrin first. Based on intelligence, I had to have a think there, and I'm like, the player would call the person that knows there, but Shadowstar would... No offense to Flogger, but yeah.
Well, it was a trick question. We got a little bit of an echo coming from Martin's computer.
Okay, alright, yeah, that's okay. I just... I couldn't decide if I was hearing voices for a second.
Yes, you were hearing voices.
What's today? Today is the 3rd of May.
Well, Desmond will respond saying, there's a wave coming in from the ocean. It's all going dark.
So, sorry, the waves?
There's a wave coming in from the ocean and it's all going dark.
It's all going dark as in the world is going dark?
He can't see, but he's going, it's all going dark, but he's not referring to the fact he can't see.
Okay. Where's Flogger?
hopefully in his room.
Why don't you, Flogger, come down here to the shelter?
And while you're saying that, you're hearing the sound of the doors to your room locking with multiple bolts.
Oh, so there's no way to get out of my own room.
You have a feeling that the shelter you paid for is literally a
Do I have
survival
time
shelter.
to see if I can escape out?
The sound of the door locking, you believe you've spent your time calling.
Okay.
Rakesh is also locked in his room.
And yeah, Jackson says, yeah, no point coming down now. I mean, hey, the ocean's miles away,
so no chance for
you're
Indiana
fine.
run.
It's a shame that it's getting dark and making it hard to see.
Any vents or anything like that where I could get up?
You have a look, and most of it is designed to give you the safe atmosphere no matter what's going on outside.
Yeah, I get that, but right now I don't want to leave half my team upstairs, and I didn't know that it would lock up on me.
Neither did Rakesh.
I don't have the kind of magic to unlock the doors long enough or stop the doors. I don't have that kind of magic, do I?
You don't?
Well,
What's your character's perception?
It's not great last time
I'm
I
guessing
checked.
also that during our conversation that our comms actually solid.
Is
Comms are
perception-
starting to break up.
Yeah.
Is perception cool?
Perception is presence.
Presence, yeah, 2.
Any
Um,
ranks?
I don't think so, looking at this. But again, we haven't updated my character, so whether or not it's different online to what I've got in front of me is...
Okay.
I've got a lot of notes of things that I wanted to enhance.
You haven't got that yet.
But yeah, a lot of things I haven't done yet.
Okay, so the sound of the alarms going, giving you a bit of a headache, so your character's currently got 1 strain.
Okay, strain. So it's an incoming tsunami, I guess.
And you see that there is a emergency release button on the door.
Okay, alright. Does Rakesh want to come with me? We won't have time.
He's in a different room.
Okay. I'm ducking out then?
You hit the emergency release.
Yeah. I'm not gonna leave anyone by themselves.
Okay, so you hit the button and the door is ejected into the hallway.
Flogger will be happy. We'll collect that later, depending on the tsunami.
The door is about 2 inches thick.
Heading straight for a stairwell and upstairs, because if everything's locking down, I want to get up.
Okay. You reach the stairwell just as the door closes in front of you. It's the stairwell.
Okay, so I don't make it up the stairs?
Oh no, you then have to push it open yourself.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And then as you push it open, you see what appears to be a troll tippy-toeing up the stairs.
A troll?
Hmm?
Okay. A troll I recognise?
Yes, from this angle, it is definitely Womp.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So
Womp-
he's doing almost like the scary feet sort of dance up the stairs from Monsters Inc.
So I call out, Womp.
Do I need to make a startle check?
I would think you'd need to make a
Oh, hi, Ross.
coordination check.
I didn't realise you were here.
Okay, coordination should be 2. Athletics check or just
Coordination, not athletics.
I need to stop this.
pardon?
Coordination, not athletics.
Oh, actually, coordination. I don't.
Which is agility.
Which is. Yeah, which is 2, and I actually don't have coordination, so 2 green.
Okay, so you almost have a heart attack as that happens, giving you 3 strain.
I'm officially moving my chair to closer to the dice so I can take over dice rolls for this game.
Okay, so do I do a Sully and fall rolling down the stairway?
Well, no, but you grab on for dear life
Yeah.
That was a mistake.
as you find yourself
Oh my god.
startled by an unexpected voice behind you.
One you recognise, though.
You do recognise the voice, but it was still unexpected. You didn't even know you were here. That's how good the shelter rooms are. You don't know who else is in the hotel.
What are you doing here? Did Dr. Honeydew send you?
Who and the what now?
I'm here to collect monster parts.
I see. Technically, no. Are you aware there's a tsunami incoming and that Desrin and Flog are upstairs?
Nope.
I'm just on my way up to try and grab them and either get them to safety or, try and make sure that we can see this out. I'm thinking tsunami, unless it's the kind that knocks down really big buildings like ours, we should be alright up there. It's more the monsters of unusual size that downstairs is better for, but I was heading up that way. Where are you going to, this doctor?
The doctor's back at where we came from. But
Seattle?
yes, yeah. I'm just here to collect parts because for some strange reason they need to be magically healed all the time because technology don't seem to work with them.
Where exactly are these parts?
I have to find them.
Okay. Well, I'm considering there's a tsunami happening right now. I'm guessing that accessing the parts might not be something we can do quickly. Did you want to get Desrin and Flogger and see what's going on with this emergency before we head off to get your parts?
Yeah, we'll go upstairs. That's where I was trying to get a look at what's going on.
Okay. We start heading upstairs.
Okay, so you find yourself on Desrin's floor, but the door opens into the stairwell, not out of the stairwell.
Well, can you get the door open? It doesn't have to be by the handle.
Okay. Okay, I'll augment myself, but only level 1. So that's only going to be 2 purple with 3 yellow.
Oh, you. Ooh, that doesn't look good.
Okay, so that ends up being 3 successes and either 2 strain or 1 damage.
Okay.
This is where you can use the U wand to reduce the strain as long as you're still conscious at the end of it.
Yeah, so I'll take 2 strain from that. All up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it uses 3 strain, correct?
No. So it does 4 strain, so it would be 3 strain in the end. So the fact you got 2 strain for casting the spell, and which you should have had from the last one, and 2 strain from casting this one, and an extra 2 strain for getting the threat, or 1 wound.
I'll just go for the wounds, and gain a strain back.
So you're on 3 strain and 8 wounds.
Yeah, and I'll open the door. Flogger style.
And what is your athletics?
Proud.
So that will be 1 yellow and 4 green.
Four green?
4 green? Yeah, add an extra green.
And then all of these purples?
Yep. And I'll get M to introduce herself after this roll.
Oh, does that count?
Leave it as that, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so...
That's 3 failures, isn't it? Oh, that's not so good.
Okay, so the door is stronger than the troll. And as you're bashing at the door, I'll get M to introduce herself.
Hello, I am Bolt. I am your friendly neighborhood dogger. I like to run and chase. And I'm not very smart.
And amusingly, your audio is coming through Josh's computer, not yours.
No, it often does.
Yeah, nah, because it's the better mic quality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, not that my mic's shit, but you've got
A studio mic.
Studio mic.
So the question for Bolt is: Bolt took a room on the lower floor.
Yes.
Did Bolt what did Bolt do when Bolt heard alarms on the outside that sounded like a air raid or a Tsumi warning?
Does my room have kind of a like bunk corner thing that I can hide under?
It does.
I probably start it.
So none of us was sharing a room downstairs? Because I thought we booked shared rooms.
The shared one was the upstairs.
Okay. Alright.
Or at least it was a shared penthouse suite.
Okay, so as you dive under the bed, you hear the sound of the door locking with multiple locks. You've been locked in your room.
Yeah, I've got shared for both, but I must have got mixed up.
It may have been. I may have changed it at the start of the game. Okay, so back to Flogger. Flogger, you've heard what sounds like Womp bashing on the door of the stairwell.
So Womp bashing on the stairwell.
Yep, from the other side of the door. Obviously, the door has defeated him. He needs your help. This is the Flogger moment of the day. A door needs opening.
I know, right? A door needs ripping off its hinges. That sounds like a troll in need. Dum, 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 dum. Rip off the hinges.
So, what is Flogger's athletics?
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that 5?
No, it's a bit lower. Athletics is 1. So you get one yellow dice and
4 green.
So basically what I was rolling.
yeah, pretty much.
Here's the dice pool.
Yeah, it's got athletics. That's better. That's lot better.
Okay, so that ended up being 3 successes and 2 advantages, as suddenly Womp has the strength of the door ripped away from him. Even though Flogger could have just pushed it.
I worked out what I was doing. I was pulling, not pushing.
Instead of
Fair
pushing,
enough.
yeah. It's always the way, right?
I believe you were pushing instead of pulling.
Yeah.
And Flogger has managed to rip the door off inwards, even though it opens outwards.
That sounds like a Flogger thing too.
But he did say rip.
Adding to tally 13 rolls, by the way.
Yep, you got to keep that tally going. It's worthwhile.
Yep, nearly 52.
And this one has lettering on it, so you don't have to draw your card.
Yeah, I was at 12. I came to this town with 7. I got 5 more. 12. Now I've got another one. 13.
And it has the words exit on it. With an even longer word that you're not quite sure what it means.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you can see Shadowstar has also come up the stairwell behind Womp, who you didn't know was here.
I say, hey, Flogger, have you seen Desrin?
Ezrin went to play with wires.
So he's in your room just there?
See behind him, the penthouse door has been ripped off.
Okay. I will move past Womp and Flogger and let them have a reunion while I go and see if I can find Desrin.
So Desrin, you can hear people coming into the room, you just can't see them.
Well, before I fail completely, I will aim to actually move so I can get to the sniper rifle again and draw. Being so I'm near the sniper rifle, but that'll be location where I guess.
I'm hoping with your
Next 5 minutes is going to sit to do that.
Ross, we're still hearing your audio.
Drink, please.
Hey Ross, if you're talking there, could you mute if you're talking locally? Okay, go again, Jeremy.
Yeah, thanks.
So Desmond will move towards the sniper rifle on the idea of looking through the view scope. Might give him a slightly better view for at least a little while.
So if your eyes stop...
When Shadowstar comes in, you'll probably see Desmond lying on the floor near the sniper rifle, looking out the balcony, or apparently looking out the balcony.
So if your cyber eyes stop working, do your normal eyes work?
He doesn't have normal eyes.
Okay, so are you like blind if your cyber eyes stop working?
That's what happened yesterday.
Okay.
One
That's
can fix it, but it's gonna hurt.
that's obviously, well, maybe not obviously, that's player talk. So I guess I come into the room and I find Desrin on the floor, blind, but looking down his scope for his sniper rifle.
Looking at the balcony, apparently sighting down his scope.
Yeah.
Quickly realising who's there?
Yeah, okay.
As Desrin looked through the scope, he got a glimpse of something rising out of the water just as his eyes cut out before it actually focused on what was there.
Oh, so it may not be a tsunami, it may indeed be a monster of unusual size, in which case we are definitely in the wrong place. Alrighty.
Well, depends on it. Apparently Womp's in the right place.
Yeah, well, you know, Womps are always in the right place, right? It probably won't be obvious to me he can't see, so when he says who's there, I'll say, can you not see me right now? Have the digital eyes gone dark?
So Desmond will be looking around and you might be able to see, what's that doing? Because his eyes, normally one of them looks fairly natural and one looks like a tiny medical.
Yep.
They probably both look effectively blank.
Okay, alright. I'll ask if I can borrow his scope so I can have a look out the window myself. I'll call Womp. Can you come in here and grab Desrin's gear?
Don't move the rifle. It's lined up at the moment.
Lined up for what?
The Oscar.
You can take a shot while blind.
Easy.
I love your confidence. Look, I assure you I won't move the rifle, but if you move out of the way, I want to have a look down at what you're shooting at.
Okay.
Do I get a look down the scope, or do I get Womp to pick you up?
Roll down the side. Roll the side.
Yeah.
Give you some room.
I won't disturb the rifle.
You don't realise that technically the thing was moving when I saw it, so if you like...
Yeah, well, that was going to be my point. It's moving, so you might need someone to reline it up for you. But I'll stick to my word, and I'll get down on the floor and have a look through the scope.
Okay.
Can I see anything?
Looking
Right.
through the scope, you see something that looks like an absolute joke.
A joke.
Yep.
Okay.
It looks like a hamburger with arms rising out of the ocean.
As in, seriously, like McDonald's came to visit?
It does. It really does look like someone's playing a practical joke. Except the fact that you can see it's bigger than the buildings you're seeing it behind.
Okay. And even though it looks like a joke, do I get a perception that this is actually a real thing? Or could this... My thoughts are, if it looks like that much of a joke, could this actually be an illusion or a fake monster that's built to keep this area sticking to their particular way of life, if that makes sense?
Well, you also think that if you were to report this anywhere else in the world, they would laugh at you and put you in a loony bin.
I'm starting to think that this might actually be like a created monstrosity that's meant to keep these people in this way of life. No way to tell that, though, unless we actually engage with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about what's happening here to be able to make that determination. I am going to...
And then you also see off to the side there's another one.
Okay, and what does it look like?
It looks like a metallic Godzilla.
I see. And is it heading towards the city or towards Hamburger Monster?
Hard to tell because they're coming up from different parts of the shore.
Sure. Okay, so they come out of the ocean and they're approaching the city.
Both seem to be approaching the city.
Look, there's a part of me that wants to run down to the shelter and hide, but there's another part of me that says the only way I'm going to find more information about this is to stay where we are and at least make observances, even though that might mean we're in a building that gets knocked over.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure about Desrin, where his eyes aren't working. Okay, so Desrin, what I'm seeing here, did you get a good look at what was coming out of that ocean?
Well, I don't think it's good use of anything, right?
So what did Desrin see in his...
He just saw something blurry coming out of the water.
Alright, so I don't want you to think I'm mad. I think we've known each other long enough that hopefully you're going to believe me when I tell you this. But there's literally a hamburger monster coming out of the ocean and a Godzilla metal monster. Both of unusual size coming out of the ocean from two separate spots. My theory is that these monsters are created by a corporation, I would say, in order to keep these people living this lifestyle. So I want to stay up here, but there's a good chance that without sight, if you stay up here, you might end up in a lot of trouble. Despite your astronomical...
Are they going this way?
I don't think I know that yet.
Well, technically, heading towards the city is coming this way because this is the city.
Technically, yes.
But obviously, yeah, they're not aimed for the hotel specifically, so...
Not that I can
I'm sure we'll be
see.
fine.
Yeah. I have a
Pointy.
feeling that there's some sort of
In the down there.
Pardon?
It's secure. It's a secure location.
It is. And that's the only reason I'm thinking about whether or not we move Desrin, because without his sight, I don't want to take him out of the action, but I think there's an EMP or a jammer type thing going on. Wob, are you the sort of person who might be able to find some kind of device that would shut down digital devices in a certain area?
I've got no experience with technology as such.
Okay.
Well, from the academic you've been talking to, you can pump an area with so much magic that technology shuts down.
Can he see if he can sense if that is that something in his skill set they can roll the dice for?
He can use his utility spell to astrally perceive.
Can you do that? Because if we can locate that jammer...
Yes, I can do that, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heal myself.
Yeah, okay. Why do you need healing? Oh, because you did the door.
Yes, the door. I strained myself on the door. Yeah.
I have a feeling something's up here, but do I actually have a feeling something's up here?
No.
Can I roll for that?
Well,
Insight?
Sure.
Yep. What do I do for
How much
insight?
you've looked at him and knows it's actually coming up the stairs.
Perception.
So that's 2 with no ranks, so that's...
Let's say it's a 1 dice in comparison.
Oh, really?
So, but if it's 2, it's 2 green.
You
only got 1 green.
So 2 green?
Yes, 2 represents 2 dice.
Yep. I know, I got that, but before you hand me 1 dice and you're like, no, it's 1 dice.
I said it's 1 dice in difficulty.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because of familiarity.
Okay, so it is a success.
Oh, okay.
And you can see he's got blood pouring out of one of his ears.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And he's had that happen before when he's miscast.
I make a mental note to ask him about it later. And I'm making a written note in my journal to ask him about it later. Alright. So what dice do you need to cast your utility spell, Ross?
Basically, it's the same as all my spells. It'll be 3 yellow. But first, I'm using my healing spell on myself, so there'll be 3 yellow and 1 purple.
3 yellow. Ah, damn my hands. And 1.
And I want lots of successes and advantages.
I got at least 1 success, I think.
You got 2 advantages.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks. Okay. Yeah, okay, they're rees rather than thingies. Does that mean he feels good about it, but he doesn't actually heal?
Okay, so he heals 2 advantages.
What does that mean?
Two strain.
Two strain.
So it heals 2 strain.
Using my holy icon, I get 1 heal from that.
Oh, I
so
see.
you're on 1 strain because it costs you 2 strain to cast the spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they should be on 2 strain because,
Is
2
that
strain afterwards.
sufficient healing for you?
Out of the 7 damage that I've taken, 8 damage, I've healed 1 so far.
Okay.
You automatically healed 1, did you? It wasn't a success.
No, it wasn't. It was just 2 advantages after Martin.
Oh no! He's talking about my
That's right. It didn't actually heal anything anyway because of the fact that it didn't succeed.
Yeah.
So that means you're now on 5 strain.
I don't have...
Because it wasn't a successful cast.
I wanted healing, but I don't think I can heal.
Yeah, basically he got 1. Heal 1 strain.
No, you don't.
Because cost you 1 to cast.
Ross, you didn't. It wasn't a successful cast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I do have patches. Will any of that work on him? I've got slap patches, smart patches, and happy patches.
I'm sure you can make him happy.
1 slap. I would go for just a slap patch then.
He wants to be slap happy, I heard.
Yeah.
Is that Icky Thump? Is that one of those Icky Thump 1-2s?
And an Eki 1, and an Eki 2, and an Eki Thump.
So a slap patch would heal 5.
Okay. So I will apply a slap patch.
Okay. Let's see.
And a happy patch would heal 3.
Would you like a happy patch on top of your slap patch?
That's the strain one, isn't it?
It heals 3 strain.
Yeah, no thank you, because that has nasty side effects.
Yeah, so the slap patch is worth 5, and I need to cut down myself to 4.
Okay.
Or you could use a stim and heal all strain.
But yeah, I think we need to heal wounds, don't we?
You do. So he's
Oh, it was. Yeah,
Done
what
3
was
wounds.
it? Was it the stim or the happy patch that had the nasty effect?
I think it's.
Oh, was it the stem gives me exhaustion after the event, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither.
But I've got stim, slap, and happy. I've got 5 of each of them. Well, 4 of slap now because I've given 1 to you.
Okay, so
You feel a bit better, even though you've got a side painted red.
Is that enough for you to be able to cast that spell?
oh no, I can do that. I'm just trying to work out if I should use my holy icon, my magic scepter, which gives me a blue dice. That's with the scepter. Is that blue dice in casting? Because it says add boost blue dice to the check.
It is to the casting.
Okay.
Whereas your icon
Yes.
it increases the number of wounds healed by 2, but
Yeah.
you have to heal wounds for
Yeah, I have to get the spell off. Okay. Yeah, so I'll use my bone staff, bone scepter, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
which gives me a blue dice, and I'll appear in the astral plane. Let's see, what was astral stuff that I have?
That is 1 purple to do so.
Yeah. So, bit of an overboard on it, but hey. Okay, and I'll be actually no, it's 2. Oh no, yeah, 1 purple because it's CL astral. Yeah,
So
Because the base thing allows you to do small stuff without actually
Yep.
seeing astrally.
So that
Sorry, sorry, it's actually, I've got it in 2 places. It's 2 purple.
okay, so second purple. So I'm going to double check that with you when you're ready.
yeah. I can see that you've got. Oh,
In the description, it's an easy 1 purple check. So yes.
That's correct.
yeah. But I think that you've got you've got this for concentration. There's no purple for it, so you can leave it up as such.
No, the concentration there is a mistake with the no purple. The simple is how much it costs for them.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. I've got the. I can leave it up without any issue.
That comes out.
It comes out.
Then that's got a success.
So if we do that, we can take that one out.
Okay, yep.
So you end up for triumph, 2 advantages, and 5 successes.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I think I might have gone overboard. I just blinded myself.
Okay, so looking out there, you see what appears to be 2 sources of the direct sunlight, as if you're staring into an eclipse.
Instantly turn away. I have to remember not to do this when there's divine beings around.
And you find that even turning away, you can still see as if you're feels as if almost you're staring directly into it, because you are astrally perceiving at this time.
Okay.
You can't close your eyes to astral perception, as the 2 gigantic creatures coming out of the water are stronger in magic than anything you've seen before.
What's stronger than the dragon?
Stronger than the dragon.
Okay.
So you could see the dragon through the magic.
Yeah. Okay.
These things don't appear to be anything but magic. So they are gigantic magic structures.
Okay. I'll cancel astral since I'm being blinded by the light.
Blinded by the light. Sorry.
And you basically still see waves of energy even after you've dropped your astral, swirling through your vision.
Yeah.
You can see basically it interacting with technology and basically draining it as it goes through.
Yep. Okay. Point in the direction of the two kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason why technology is not working.
Do you guys want to stay up here and see what transpires here, or do some of you want to head downstairs to get to safety? I'm going to stay up here to see what transpires. I'll also relate to Desrin that the reason he can't see is because there's so much magic going on that all technology is not working right now. Does that mean his gun doesn't work?
Oh, the basic chemical reaction of the gun should work.
Okay.
But the smart linking of it would not.
Yeah, okay. So he probably couldn't use his gun anyway,
And
even if he was good enough to use it blind.
And if it was a Judge Dredd style gun, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Well, Desmond's going to, technology died again. That means the air raid sign should be out so I can go to sleep.
They have been out for a little while.
Yeah, I know.
So you're going to sleep through the monsters invading the city rather than be ready to run if the building gets knocked over?
Oh, hi.
Well-
There's no reason for you to come here.
Well, they're coming towards the city. I suspect,
Yeah,
based on the stories we've heard, they do knock over buildings. I suspect from the cheapness of the penthouse room, one of the reasons it's cheap is because they tend to knock over the top half of the buildings, which are closest to them. So, wouldn't you rather be downstairs with, say, Bolt and Rakesh, and you know, making sure that we don't lose track of them? They are a part of our group.
I suppose, hey. I'm sure the beds are almost as comfortable down there.
And then we'll get Martin to speak up.
Yeah. So I'd like to turn away so I'm not looking at the kaiju and turn on astral perception to see if I can see anything.
I think you're still downstairs, Martin, down in like the bunker room, because the door's closed before you could come up.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem for astral perception.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
So what do we need for...
what is your spell casting dice? So for Rakesh,
Casting dice. I've got Magic 2 and Primal 2.
so I believe Primal 2 using Cunning, so that means that would be 2 yellow and 2 green.
Okay.
With 2 purple.
2 green. Purple.
Well, that is a success.
Is it? It's hard to tell straight off.
So
So that's
that goes
blank.
away. That white triangle is replaced by that explosion.
So they both go.
They both go. And that means
Triumph, success,
so
advantage.
3 advantages and 2
2
successes.
successes. Okay, cool. And the triumph is when it's got like that little thing through it.
It's only on the yellow dice.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's a triumph.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So, when Rakesh goes and sees astrally, with your advantages, you're definitely not looking in the direction of the Kaiju. You can guarantee that for sure. As you see everything around you being waves of energy. It feels like you're standing in direct sunlight at the moment, even though you're underneath the building in the height of summer. So you can feel the heat of the magic on you.
Cool.
And as you do so, you see a third form coming towards you, which is also glowing with immense light.
What does that look like?
It looks like, oh my god, it's bright. So imagine someone just turning on a flashlight and then ramping it up to sunlight, to the equivalent of eclipse level sunlight.
Alright. I'll look away and turn astral perception off.
Okay.
I just
I
have
will
this
give
weird
you-
visualization of you turning away and then like flicking a little switch. Go, eep. Astral perception is now off.
So I'll give you a lore check to see if you pick up anything from it.
Okay, lore check.
Would be 2 yellow.
Yep.
With 2 red.
2 red. Ooh. That might be a bit hard for me to get out. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay,
I
so
think
that
it's
ends
like
up being
neutral.
a success.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, there's one success sitting over. Just barely skated you through.
So what you do notice is that one of the creatures is giving off mainly green energy. One of them is giving off what appears to be a rainbow of colors, and the other one seems to be almost a what appears to be a morphing of colors. So it's changing from one color to the next, but not staying a single color. You're not sure exactly what that means, but you have heard of some magic being color based in your studies. Does Rakesh want to know anything else?
I'll turn the astral perception off.
Yep. All good.
Did you want to know anything more about the colours? It's probably worthwhile.
So what are the colours?
Okay, so you've got green from the what appears to be a Godzilla-like being. You've got what appears to be red, yellow, black, blue, and pink from the being coming towards you.
Is that hamburger or the third bean?
The third being.
Red, yellow, black, pink.
And the creature that appears to be shaped like a child's hamburger Happy Meal is it colors are constantly shifting.
Can you just give me the last of the colours for the third bean?
Okay, so red,
Got red, yellow, black,
blue, and pink.
blue, and pink. Yep. And when you asked him if you wanted to know more, did you mean he could find out more about the meaning of those colours?
Possibly, it was just seeing what Rakesh would consider important.
Okay, yeah. So to figure out if green is good and, you know, rainbow is thingy and shifting is bad or good. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Okay, alright.
Law.
You did make a law check. You
Yep.
you just succeed on the law check.
So
So it got you a little bit of information about what the fact that they were colors are important in some aspects of magic.
and if we wanted to find out more about that, is that a different spell or is that research we have to go off and do?
It would most likely have to be research because he's made the law check and gotten a result.
Yeah.
And even the result is no result, it's still a result.
Meaning. I just want to put a note down for something to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
Need to do research. Need to do research.
Okay, so Bolt just feels the ground shake a little bit every few seconds. Feels like there's an earthquake coming.
Oh, great. Well, I mean, I'm in a shelter, so that's something.
And it's still shaking in the shelter.
Can Can I hear anything? Have the sirens stopped or?
The sirens have stopped, and the emergency lighting has gone out, and the fans have stopped moving, and everything just seems to have shut down.
Does that mean my door's unlocked, or are they like ones that don't unlock when the power fails?
You think that when the power fails, they automatically lock and stay locked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna buy my lonesome, aren't I?
You're all on your lonesome, yes.
But you know, Rakesh, and technically, potentially me, we're in the rooms next door to you. I'm guessing maybe we had an adjoining rooms, because when I wrote down for the thingy, we booked kind of like a suite. So I'm guessing it's like a suite sort of situation where you're in bedroom 1 and Rakesh's bedroom 2, and I might have been in the main room, and I got out the main room door by pressing the eject button. So
are there doors between our suites? Like, you know how some hotels have those like, shared doors?
No, most of them are set up as so think of it more like you have a bed in a room with basic facilities.
Like a bed sit type thing with like an ensuite and maybe a place for plugging in a kettle.
That sort of thing.
A microwave maybe. Oh no,
it's a glorified box.
It is a glorified box, but the walls are very thick, as are the doors.
Surely they would have way to open these doors though.
You found the way to open the door.
Only by ejecting it.
Yep, because that's basically if something in the room is too dangerous.
That's a very expensive way to.
they can't open the door via technology because technology has failed.
Yeah. Okay.
The only way to do so is chemical.
Well, you'd think they'd have like a.
They're hoping that people recognise when the door is sealed that it will open again as soon as the danger passes.
Well,
and people won't need to escape before then.
It certainly explains the door factory.
So what Martin was saying just now is that they don't automatically release once the danger has passed. He said the sirens are off.
The danger haven't passed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that you've noticed
they won't release until power comes back.
But the fans and all the power's dropped out.
All the power's dropped out.
Okay,
yes.
Alright, so 2 different things. Right.
Yes.
Yes, so essentially you're by yourself and the danger hasn't passed, but everything's quiet.
I will have a look around my room and see if I can't get out.
Looking around the room, everything's black.
Do you have dark vision or the Shadowrun version of it?
That is a really good question.
Being canine?
Where is my spec sheet? Here we go.
Do I have dark vision?
Most people don't have dark vision.
Well, I'm an elf. Sometimes they have got dark vision.
What problem gauge? My weapon. Personal gear, weapons, armor. Where would something like that be under?
For a dwarf, so I don't know.
Talents and special abilities.
It would be, yes.
Lead of paw, natural weapons, bite, feral strength, and lethal blows. So I guess not.
You do have a sledgehammer.
I do have a sledgehammer.
This is actually useful to know.
Yeah, it's my hammer.
Well, I've got
You know I have a hammer.
my gear and shared geared, but I don't have everyone else's gear outside of that.
It is eerily quiet, and you don't hear any noises. Just feel the vibration in the ground.
Right. I will try and feel my way around the room to the door.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you have no problem feeling your way to the door. It takes a little while, but you eventually get there.
Have a feel around the door, see if I can't find a handle or something.
It has a handle.
I try and turn the handle.
The handle turns without any real effort, and you can even turn it in a full circle.
So it's not engaging.
I probably do that for a few minutes because it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I will try and bash the door down.
Okay. You get to make a athletics check.
Athletics.
Not be my first go at this.
Oh
wow.
I'm very surprised I am not trained in
2
that.
yellow.
Oh, no, because you're more coordination rather than athletics.
It hasn't taken coordination yet either.
Agility.
So 3 green instead of 2 yellow.
Yeah,
No,
even
or
with me
4.
rolling, this may not go well.
Martin, 3 or 4. Because it's bronze skills, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, 4. Add an extra green.
Okay. Yeah.
That is correct, yeah.
So, yeah.
So 4 dice versus 4 dice.
No, 5 red, 4 green.
Oh god.
I roll the green and the red separately because
You gotta remember, Paul has an intellect of 1.
they're
I mean,
all
that's
fails,
not
so we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 fails. And I only got 3 successes.
Okay, so that means I'm going to say you took 4 damage to ramming the door.
Oof.
You don't have enough speed to really hurt.
And you feel as if something in your shoulder popped.
Great. I probably don't know how to do that.
I will give you a perception roll while you're going ow.
Ow, ow,
Is this going to have like just as many red dice now though? That's a bit of sound.
No, it's like
That is a perception roll.
That's a bit of handful. Those red dice are really thick.
Okay, so you got 3 advantages.
You feel really good about yourself. Sorry.
As you realise that there's no way you can open the door itself.
okay.
Well, at least you realise that. Instead of injuring yourself.
My one intellect ticks over. The gears find the grind.
Well, that was more of the cunning.
Oh, okay.
You are very good at cunning.
Okay.
Does Rakesh hear any of this? And with his dark vision...
Not really, it's soundproofed.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, you said Womp heard... Flogger heard Womp, so I thought there was a chance.
Where Flogger heard Womp, there was no soundproofing. The penthouse doesn't have soundproofing.
Okay, alright, yeah.
It's not designed to withstand creatures.
Fair enough. Alrighty.
Okay, so up to the top. We have Womp, Flogger, and Shadowstar looking out over these strange creatures moving about. While Desrinkin is listening along to his own thoughts.
Well, Declan's packing up the thing with the sniper rifle.
How are you
packing up his gear in preparation for going downstairs?
How are you doing that if you can't see?
He practices.
Declan can easily pack his manipulate his weapon blindfolded.
Okay.
Fair
enough. So what I might do is Flogger, do you want to take Desrin downstairs to our rooms down there? And at least getting down into my room, even if it's not sealed, it'll be safer. And see whether or not you can check on our other two group friends. They might need door removal to get to them.
I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. He's just nipped out to.
Are you happy going down with him, Desrin?
Let's go.
Womp, do you want to stay here or do you? No, but you can't see, and with the amount of magic going on, I don't think it's going to come back soon. And I have no doubt that you're very good doing things with your eyes closed, but I'd much rather not have to worry about you and trying to watch these monsters at the same time.
As you're saying
Well,
that,
I mean, from Dexter's perspective, he's still thinking, they're not going to come to this building anyway, but okay,
Yeah.
you can't see, you might as well go down, probably be quieter down in the basement areas where walls will be
Yep.
thicker.
You say that, but I've been married to the GM for 18 years and I've been with him for 23, so you just saying that those monsters won't hit this building might indeed bring those monsters, all three of them, onto this building.
as you're saying that,
Desmond is thinking of saying that.
Yeah.
Definitely he's perfectly confident that's where he's going.
Yeah.
so as you're saying that, a shadow falls over all of you.
Yeah.
As
Hamburglar?
it appears that a robotic samurai has walked past.
Oh, okay. So we've now moved out of the Godzilla movie into Pacific Rim.
Well, I think we would have used Pacific Rim originally because we'd seen the evidence of the mechanisms by which they were used to try and fight the monsters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'm back.
So Flogger sees a giant samurai walk past.
I bow. Oh, so honorable.
That's the only thing Flogger does this game. It still makes it the best game ever.
And the samurai is so big that at the 30 floors of the building, the samurai is taller than the building.
Mm. These are huge.
And it just seems to be like ignoring us.
What was that, Em? I couldn't hear you clearly.
I said it seems to be ignoring us for the most part.
It does. It seems to be heading towards the ridiculous hamburger burglar.
No. Right.
It's such a shame you don't have sight right now, Desrin. This is about to be one heck of a free monster showdown.
Okay, Desmond's disappointed, that's why he's going downstairs to go there.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just waiting for the big TV camera to come around, and this is like the futuristic version of the Adams Family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Desmond, I can fix your eyesight, but it's going to hurt.
When you say fix his eyesight, do you mean permanently disable his digital gear or resurrect his biological gear temporarily?
No. He basically, the hurting part is all foreign material being expelled from his body.
So permanently disable his digital gear. I believe the answer is take me downstairs, I want to go for a sleep.
Well, particularly since that won't actually fix his eyesight at all.
No.
But he's got his eyes.
Yeah, right.
No.
Eyes out, they don't suddenly see.
No. You will, because your eyes will regrow.
I'm still pretty sure he's in it for the nap.
So you
I'm pretty sure the saying goes that carrots give you good eyesight. Your eyesight doesn't grow like carrots.
And the other thing is, if you're talking about the heal spell doesn't add additional limbs or organs.
But I have got the heal. I could heal a critical injury and also give one that I could get rid of aspects, basically being blinded.
So you can remove a status effect that he's suffering, but he's not suffering a status effect right now.
Yeah. Yep.
He would be as soon as I removed his eyes.
The point being that if you remove the cyber eyes, it's not a case that my eyes aren't working, i.e. they're blind. It's my eyes don't exist.
Yeah, and
So therefore,
and Ross was saying your eyes would regrow fully, like from your DNA type thing,
so it's not
because of the
regeneration.
magic. But I'm reckoning hell or high water, you don't want this done. So
No,
let's get you guys downstairs.
Yeah, he doesn't. I'm just annoying the crap out of him because he's currently not functioning 100%.
So he's basically lying to Desrin so he can rip Desrin's eyes out.
Yeah, I think there's also a certain aspect of it there, because right now, if Desrin can't see him, he can't hit him as accurately either. But I mean that in that affectionate way, siblings like to hit each other.
Okay. So, Flogger and Desrin start heading downstairs.
Yep.
Does Womp go with them? Hello, Ross. Does Womp go with them?
Are you going downstairs with Flogger and Desrin?
I thought you needed somebody to just keep watch of what's going on.
Look, I don't mind if you stay. I reckon I could probably do with some help. But also, if I'm one of those equal opportunity people, if you decide you'd rather be downstairs, I'm not going to judge you for it. If you're happy to stay upstairs with me, I will be grateful for the support.
Oh no, I'd be happy to stay up here because I'm going to get bits of these monsters.
I'd be surprised if there was any mateful active character that wouldn't want to stay upstairs where the greatest magic show on earth
is happening. What I do though is I tell Desrin and Flogger, if you can get to Rakesh and Bolt, and if they want to come up here, please send them up.
Okay, so you start.
If I see them, I'll put them this way.
yeah. I see what you did there.
Yeah. Only if he sees them, of course.
Bow. If you hear them, could you also tell them?
Sure.
Okay, so you start heading down. As you get close to ground level, about level 1, you see that the bottom floor is flooded.
Flooded? Oh, wow. Tsunami.
I did say...
Yeah, well, I thought it might not come in this far, but...
you are very close to the river.
I'm new here, I'm not familiar with the geography to that degree.
I'm assuming that we're coming down the stairs.
Yep.
Does Flogger mention that, oh, hang on, there's water on the stairs? Or does Desrin realise that when he puts his foot actually in water?
Can't hear you at the moment, Martin. You need to speak up.
Is he cutting out?
He is cutting out. Can you try again, Martin? Are you still there, Martin?
He might have to be reconnecting.
I can see it keep flashing saying he is trying to talk and he's just disconnected. Okay. So we shall ask Josh.
Yeah, is Josh there?
And apparently Josh, Womp is... sorry, not Womp. Flogger is just splashing into the water happily.
So in that case, assuming that Josh is there, so...
He just got back.
Anyway, are you there, Josh? Okay, so does Flogger mention anything when he sees us going down the stairs that the stairs become flooded? Or does he continue to walk down and go through flash or take the bath?
Watch out for the wetness.
What do you mean wetness?
The entire ground floor is underwater.
And that's what Flog says, the wetness.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Flog would just continue to walk into the water.
I thought Flogger would have dropped him in the water.
I could probably do that. I could have picked up ages ago. Okay, wetness. Where?
Well, as soon as Desrin has a foot that's going down the stairs, as soon as one of those stairs is submerged, he'll be stopping and saying, "You get flooded down there?"
How does Flogger respond?
Flogger responds. So, what was the question on?
Is it flooded down there?
Asked you, as he puts the foot, as soon as he takes a step that puts his foot down on a step that's submerged, he steps back and says, is it flooded down there?
Yes, wetness.
Well, we don't go down there.
Oh,
We go back up a level, and we will pick one of the rooms on level the level above us.
but wetness splashes Desrin.
Yes. Wetness bad.
Foggy's going to take this time to have like his first like bath in quite a long time.
Desmond's going to go back up, feeling against the wall all the way, to look out for the first door, and that's the third level that's there, and see if he can open the door.
Okay, he reaches the door and then he realizes he's in a fire escape. They open into the fire escape, not out of the fire escape. You've come across these sort of doors before.
Yeah. So it won't be that there's actually a handle on this side.
There is no handle on this side. Now you know why Flogger had to break the door on the penthouse level.
We'll finish off his bath and find Desrin playing around with the door and the doctor's team again.
Okay. When Desmond hears Flogger coming back up the stairs, we'll say, hang on, next door up. We go up and on the floor and then open the door.
Oh, okay.
That way it's got next to the... Hopefully we won't like more than 2 stories.
Okay, so looking out from the top, it looks as if from Womp and Shadowstar's perspective that the giant burger with arms is throwing pickles at the Mecha Godzilla and the robotic samurai. And every time the pickle hits something, it explodes in what appears to be a fiery explosion.
I don't know why, for some strange reason, I think that is we're on drugs. With that exact statement. Just like...
And yet, and in the people who are watching clearly understand why no matter what anyone says they've witnessed, no one believes them. It's like, where's your video proof? We don't have it. What were you drinking? The local water. Don't drink the water. Okay, so that seems to go on for about five whole minutes of giant burger throwing its fillings at the 2 robots before the robots start firing what appears to be missiles and a glowing sword at them. At which point the giant hamburger with arms explodes into flame and disappears. And
Definitely something hinky in Scoobyville.
And while you're staring at eyes recovering from that explosion, you realise that the giant Godzilla and the giant samurai have disappeared in the time frame.
Did I feel like the magic being sucked away?
Well, you don't feel as if you're being standing in direct sunlight anymore. And it feels as if the energy magic is dimming.
Yeah.
Not quite going away, but seems to be dimming.
Excuse me.
And then after about half an hour of waiting, you see the lights start kicking back on around town as the water recedes and doors start unlocking everywhere. And Desrin's eyes start to work again.
And we got out of the stairwell at that point, or was the,
You had found a nice empty room to wait in.
Yep. Okay. So Desmond was working on the idea. It might take a little while to realise his eyes working because he will have been trying to get some sleep. Working on the idea that if his eyes are closed, he doesn't feel like he should be seeing anything.
And when the power starts kicking back in again, a all clear comes across the speakers as well.
And so, as Desmond suggested, our hotel was perfectly fine.
And Bolt, light comes on for Bolt as the air conditioning kicks back in again, making the stagnant air move. And Bolt can see that right next to the door is a glass panel with a button behind it saying emergency exit.
Well, that would have been useful.
Unfortunately, it was lit by technology which you couldn't see.
They couldn't use, like, glow-in-the-dark paint or something? Jesus.
They probably did, but they haven't touched it up since they first installed it. Those things don't last.
I'm gonna complain to management.
I could just see Bolt typing a letter, tongue stuck out one side of his mouth.
And that letter says, run, run, run.
That you can't read it.
I want to make a complaint. Glow. Run.
Dear
Run.
management, exit button, no glow.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Please fix bolts.
And it does say, in case of emergency, break glass. Doesn't specify what the emergency is, though.
Yeah.
And when the door opens, you can see the hallway's wet. And there's watermarks to say you'd come up to more than halfway up the hallway with water. But luckily for you, your room was watertight.
Don't mind me. I'm just breaking things.
Okay, Rakesh also sees the same thing. Though he may not be back. No, he's not back yet. Okay, so what does Bolt do now that Bolt has his freedom?
We're just dealing with Mira at the moment. She's just stirring.
Okay, so Bolt is currently mesmerized by the water and the non-glowy button, and the thoughts of writing a damning letter. Whether Bolt actually goes through with it or not remains to be seen.
As soon as you learn how to write.
That would help.
Desmond will, okay, realising the fact that, hang on, you can hear the hum of technology here happening, he will aim to get up, gather his gear, and move out into the corridor and head to the elevators to go back to the penthouse.
Yep, and he does notice that his the log for his eyes don't even register that it had cut out on him. And it looks as if it's got full power, as if it had never been drained whatsoever.
Yeah. Well. That's something they didn't put in the warranty into the
welcome mat,
or the like into the. It's not something they put into the potential side effects of the eyes.
Normally, when there's ever a glitch, you get a issue log. So the eyes say that they've been working perfectly fine for the last day. And at least you don't have to take him out to recharge.
Mm-hmm. But assuming that it doesn't look like there's any damage on the floor that I've come out on, and Flogger doesn't indicate that nothing, all quiet now, all good, he will basically bring her upstairs, bring Flogger back upstairs, and we can find out what happened and how good a view these guys had.
Do you click Bolt Rakesh?
Does
not for okay, because Desmond didn't get down that level, so and as far as he knows, that level flooded, so therefore we're going upstairs first to find out whether or not they escaped.
Though you can see when you come out on level 2 levels up that there's no water on the ground level. You can see all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, okay, there's like a the nature type area.
Yep. It's basically an open stairwell going from top to bottom.
Yeah. Well, but so Desmond will be hoping to go for the elevator, hoping they're working again.
Okay. Hitting the elevator, it's got a please wait. We'll be with you in a moment. Light flashing above the elevator.
Do comms work?
Comms now work again.
Comms, Desrin.
Desrin, your comm just starts ringing in your ear.
Where are you?
Outside the second floor elevator. Just waiting to come up.
Did you find Bolt and Rakesh?
Didn't get down that far, all flooded.
Is it all flooded? Is it all flooded all the way down, or?
No, flood's gone, but it was flooded when we were going down, so...
We're okay.
I stopped flooding going any further.
A great big samurai came and killed everybody, essentially. I'll explain when you get up here.
Everybody?
Pardon?
Everybody?
Well, all the other MOUs, as far as I know. It'll be easy to explain once you get up here. Can I comms Rakesh?
Not at this stage, because Rakesh is not on.
Oh, he's offline at the moment. Okay. I try to comms Rakesh. If I can't get through to Rakesh, I'll try to comms Bolt next.
Presumably, Rakesh at least responds, indicating he's fine, just not anything further at this stage.
The reason I'd go Rakesh is, are you okay? If you're okay, get Bolt, come up to the penthouse. But if I can't get Rakesh, then the call will be to Bolt, are you okay? Get Rakesh, come up to the penthouse.
So I'm going to say either way, one has gotten the other, and they're heading up to the penthouse.
We're all in the same place at the same time, so we don't have to have the same discussion 5 different times.
Well, depending upon how long it takes the elevator to activate, because it's not like Desmond's keen to walk.
I'm absolutely joking, but I say, there's these things called stairs. I know Desrin's not interested in the stairs. He'll wait an hour for that elevator before he go up the stairs. But, I gotta say it anyway.
And there's a ding as you hear that, and the doors open, and there's Bolt and Rakesh in the elevator.
There you go.
Unfortunately, Flogger's going to have to go up the stairs.
Bolt will happily race him 3 times over. Stairs.
So it's run, Bolt, run.
See, Bolt, run.
See, Bolt, run. Yeah. That actually makes sense.
Okay. So, Bolt gets out and runs up the stairs with Flogger. As Rakesh goes up with Desrin.
Yep.
You reach the penthouse very quickly. Not many other people up at the higher levels at this stage. And as you get to near the windows, you can see that most of the water has already moved back to the river and ocean.
So
bit of a mess,
tsunami
but
has passed?
Yeah, the tsunami has passed. A bit of a mess, but could be worse.
once everyone gets there, Womp, you've got a better perception of what was going on. Do you want to describe what happened?
Hamburger monster throwing pickles that exploded. All those things had magical out of the wazoo. They were actually more powerful than the dragon.
So they're magical entities?
I honestly have no idea. This is above my pay grade.
Does Rakesh tell us about the auras?
Rakesh will tell you about the auras.
Honestly, I'm not sure how the samurai thing managed to either it's self-detonated and basically wiped all the magic out, or I'm not sure what it was.
Was there auras around the samurai as well as I'm gathering Rakesh told us about the third being?
Being the samurai.
Oh, the third being was the samurai. Oh, I see.
Who was the brightest magical being of all, wasn't he?
Yeah, the one with the rainbow colours, which was, my instincts was right when Martin's like, it's like a rainbow of colours. I'm like, so it's going to be the Pride monster. It's going to kick everyone else's ass.
Pride does that a lot.
Yeah, that's right. So the hamburger one was shifting. Womp, do you know anything lore-wise about colours and astral, what you see on the astral planes? Do you have any lore-based?
I don't know if I spent any points into lore. I think I did.
I think Martin's looking just in case you decide to do a roll.
You're suggesting that.
No, that was the main reason why I was enrolled in the college. I haven't learnt law yet. I'm still a newbie with the colours and that.
Would it be a new role though, because we're now asking specifically about colours?
No, he's learnt what he can from it.
Okay, alright, yep, that's fine.
And Womp hasn't learnt anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to the college.
So there's something definitely hinky in Scoobyville, for lack of a better word. Phrase, I should say. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of that situation. We didn't originally come here though to deal with these MOUSs. We came here to visit upon the local lawyers.
That's right. But so you're talking about the idea of this samurai effectively drew all the magic out of the beast and out of the area. Did you feel that effect on yourselves at all?
Yeah, I am.
No, but I did feel the. I was no longer in sunlight.
I haven't done my stats, so I just don't have anything.
The samurai thing disappeared as well.
But if you felt nothing.
I spent all that into Arcana.
No, my magic. I still have my magic. I just felt their presence vanish as such.
But why would you think then that all the magic had been drained out if it didn't drain your magic?
Because I'm not. They didn't exhaust me as much as me casting spells. I'm on the same exhaustion level as I was when I was viewing them.
Did you want to try healing yourself again? I thought you got down to 3 though with the slap patch. Oh, that's wounds.
3 wounds.
No, wounds. Wounds. I was only doing that. It's more of the willpower that's.
You need to have a good rest.
Yeah.
Yep. I think.
Technically, as the scene has finished, you can either make. I think it's a resilience roll. If I look up the right book.
There I am. No, quiet voice.
Discipline roll, isn't it? Resilience or discipline?
Give me a sec, I'm just looking it up. Therion, no.
I think he's going to be a bit in the mood now. He's woken up and he's bored. We're all sitting at the table. He wants some other fun.
Okay. If I was looking in one of the other books, I'd know exactly where to look. Okay, I'll look at my Star Wars one. It has it in the right spot.
Yep.
It's really frustrating when you're trying to figure out which one goes where.
There is a disadvantage to having all the books, and that is you have to look through all the books for the information you want. There's a similar offset for trying to read all the books, in the sense that you can only fit so many books
It
in.
is, I was right, it was cool, but you can also use discipline.
Okay.
So
one would be 1 yellow and 3 green.
One success, a bunch of advantages, and... Oh no, 2 successes.
So you recover 2 strain.
Yep. So there's a difference between strain and wounds.
Yep. One is physical damage, one is mental exhaustion.
Yep, okay, cool. So when he just recovered 2 strain there, that was the mental exhaustion. Right,
Which means that Shadowstar can do the same using either call or discipline.
But can I do it for other people though?
You can't use call or discipline on other people
Yep.
to recover your personal stuff.
Yeah, no, I was wondering if it's... don't worry, I got confused. My brain was off somewhere else.
This is basically saying the scene is finished, you take a breath and recover a little bit.
Yeah. Technically I got 1 strain somewhere, didn't I?
You have 1 strain.
Where did I get the 1 strain? I think I wrote it on the previous page. Oh, yeah. So just 1 strain. Out of 12. But it's still worthwhile healing that, I'm guessing?
Well, you roll and see if it goes away or not.
Yep. So, that'd be my cool at 2, because it's better than my willpower at 1.
Yes.
That's 2 green dice.
Yeah.
And that's it?
That's it.
Thanks.
So you do recover your strain. And then Flogger can also do the same thing.
Is Flogger there?
Flogger is currently on mute, but Flogger may appear at any moment.
Would we presume Flogger wants to do it and I can roll the dice? Or...
And
Hello guys, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
so Flogger can try to recover some of his strain using discipline and willpower, which is 1 yellow and 1 green.
Ooh. Sure.
Well, end of scene, everyone gets to do that. You just get to pick the stats you do it for. So you recover 2 of your strain. I just have to remember to say end of scene, you get to make the roll.
I am. It's a 2 strain.
So you're now on 1 strain.
So I'm on 9 out of 10.
So the samurai beat up the pickle flinging hamburger.
With arms, yes.
And what happened to Godzilla?
You don't know.
Okay, he just disappeared.
And the samurai disappeared.
They just, both of them disappeared once the pickle guy was gone.
Well, there was a big explosion as the hamburger with arms throwing pickles went boom.
Sorry, that's my short-term memory not working.
And while people were staring at the blowing up creature, the other 2 disappeared.
Yep.
But you're sure there was some heroic pose done somewhere.
Oh, I missed that.
Okay, so as technology comes back on fully, Desrin gets a notification in the suite that there is a message waiting for him.
I will hopefully hear from Coco or maybe the lawyers. So let's see what the message is. And also take note of when it actually was sent. So how long was the actual period of the lockdown?
Lockdown was close to about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Wow, considering their monsters of unusual size, that is a very quick turnaround.
The monster was only there for about maybe 5-10 minutes.
I'm still convinced that this is a corporate stunt to keep this township within a certain lifestyle, and it's all created in order to force this way of life onto this township.
Okay, so the note for Desrin says that there is a key waiting for him downstairs to a storage shed not far from here.
Hopefully either waterproof or far enough away that a pocket that it was further from the river.
The direction on the map you've got do show you that it is more inland.
Yeah. Any indications who the message is from?
The message is unsigned.
And is there indications to when the message was sent?
It doesn't have an actual date stamp.
Okay.
Maybe this is old school email that doesn't actually record those things. You know about that old technology, it was never quite reliable.
Okay.
It's not like you actually make a connection with the person before sending the message.
No. Ever.
Why would you do that?
Most Matrix stuff does actual connections to locations.
No, I was being sarcastic, as in, why would anyone make an actual connection?
Well, I will head downstairs to collect the key, but also then be aiming to come back upstairs again on the idea that apparently some of the other guys need a bit more time to recover, and so I will go downstairs and is it a case of talking to the reception about picking up the key, or is it go to a specific a locker room area and enter the code that's been provided?
There is a receptionist down there. The water's still a little slippery as you see a maintenance guy with a mop trying to clean it up. No maintenance robots here apparently. Not that you're surprised. And as you get to the counter, he greets you and says, "How was your view from above?" he says.
The view was very impressive.
Good to see. Not many people brave the high rises.
Sorry?
Not many people brave the high rises in town anymore.
Okay, so it was yes. Well, I thought it was very impressive. There was a message indicating that I had an item had been left for me.
You do? Here, let me have a look. He starts rummaging around behind him. Oh, look, there's an envelope for you. Haven't seen envelopes for a while, but hey, here's one for you.
Thank you very much. As he passes it across, I will basically not actually try to look at the envelope yet, but basically just testing the weight and the feel of it to see are we looking at something that's likely full of paper or has it got an object inside?
It's got a hefty weight, so it doesn't feel like paper. It feels like something's moving around in there.
I will head back towards the elevator and then take an unobtrusive look in the envelope as I'm heading there and going up. And but I'll mainly pull it out and have a look once I get back into the penthouse.
So it looks like someone's playing a joke on you. There's a coin in there.
Coin. Okay.
Someone said a key, but they gave you a coin.
Does the coin have any basic signature Any sections, capability, or anything like that?
It's got etchings on it, but it doesn't seem to be technology at all. No technology base in it whatsoever.
Mm. Well, I'll probably test the balance of the coin on the weight, give it flip it a couple of times, and each side is different markings, or
Each side is different. You don't recognise the symbology. And it's fairly hefty too. It's bigger than your thumb.
can I recognise what it might be made of?
You think it's made out of gold, but you're not quite sure. Maybe it's one of those Spanish balloons that you heard about.
Indeed.
You never really quite understood what they meant by balloons.
Babloons or doubloons?
A lot of things have been lost in the crash.
Okay.
Okay, the word probably migrated.
I was just checking whether or not it was just Martin's normal mispronunciation of things, or whether it was a purposeful mispronunciation meant to incite amusement, as it did.
Probably both.
Yeah. It's actually a good answer.
Both works for me.
So Jacob will spend a bit of time checking all this gear, make sure it has not been water damaged at all. It certainly shouldn't have been, because he didn't even knew it, but hey, he was blind at the time, so, and he felt Flogger give him a splash at one point when we were in the stairwell, so check the equipment, and while the others are resting up a bit before saying, hey, we potentially got a place to go. There's two places to go right now. Either check out the lawyers or find out what this apparent key leads to. Maybe it's a treasure hoard. It's just one coin of the sunken treasure.
I was going to say maybe it leads us to the rest of its hoard.
Yeah, it could be running D&D 5 coins for a kingdom.
Declan will take an image and send an image up to SoCal to give him an opportunity to say, hey, do you recognise what this might be, what it does? Again, not expecting you to reply for another couple of hours yet, because hey, it could be in there. So.
What time of day is it, out of curiosity?
It would be about maybe 7 a.m.
Okay, alright. So.
Everything happened early.
Yep.
Yeah, we got woken up by the alarm.
Yep.
And it was only an hour or so.
Well, we could go to the lawyers and then go and sort out the key.
Admittedly, but I also think by the time people actually, we take 7 o'clock when people have actually recovered enough, or 7 o'clock by the time the lock deactivated.
Currently 7 o'clock by the time you've wandered up to everyone else.
Okay.
So everything started around 6.
Yeah. Well, I would suggest that it's probably time for breakfast or anything else, and because I can't imagine the lawyer's going to be open for another couple of hours yet.
That's true. I have no objection to breakfast.
You do notice that they have a the hotel has its own little restaurant on the first level.
Oh, yep.
They don't really have a lot of useful things on the ground level. Saves them having to rebuild it all the time.
Makes sense. Although with appropriate flood roller doors and things like that, you could put stuff on the bottom level. Just have to...
I do, they have rooms.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's going to be a delivery of doors happening soon.
So, who heads down for breakfast in the restaurant?
I'll go down.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Okay, so as you go down and reach the restaurant, you notice they do have a special on burgers this morning.
Really? Burgers?
Dexter was playing an all-in room service. He paid for the penthouse.
I'm fine if you do room service, but I'm going down to the restaurant for something you can't get with room service, which is talking to waiters and getting gossip. And overhearing and information gathering.
Fair enough. Okay.
So you're more than welcome to order upstairs.
Dexter was playing the
Carry
part
on.
of the experience of penthouse, so he's going to continue with that.
Well, you do think that you're now going to have a month between incidents, from what they say.
So when I'm down there, I don't overhear too much.
You sort of hear a general chatter of people discussing, basically waking up to yet another alert and going, I'll just roll back over and go back to sleep.
I asked the waiter if everybody takes cover during these events, or are there a few daring souls out there who go and find places to watch from? Darion!
Young kids mainly want to go and watch, but everyone who's seen it doesn't want to see another one.
Is it because it's so boring, or because it's so frightening?
Or is it because it's so bright?
Mainly because it's so unbelievable you can't really tell anyone.
Okay.
No one believes you.
No. Do you happen to know if it's always a hamburger and a Godzilla?
Hamburger today. Ironic, we have hamburgers on the menu.
That is. Have you heard of other different types of monsters?
Well, there was what appeared to be a giant cactus.
A giant cactus. Wow.
Then there was a shark man of some sort.
Okay.
Then there was the giant ball pig.
Okay.
I have to say it was a ball pig because it had what looked like to be a pig's head with legs and arms attached. No body.
Interesting. No body. Okay.
The body was
Darion! Sorry, he's just very disruptive today.
Mm-hmm. And but there's just lots of weird things. Plus, there's also some sort of Anubis sort of creature with wings, whose face sort of looks like it's been run over by a truck a couple of times.
Oh, okay. That definitely sounds nightmarish. Is it always a samurai that comes out to defend you?
Not always, but hey, as long as someone deals with it, they don't care. Darion, no.
Not today. Not one time. No. You get your attention after game.
Yes. He wants it now.
Yeah, he wants it now. It's just so happens he's woken up and he wants it now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not sure I can ask anything else to be of use. Do you know of any mages that might have looked into this? It seems to be.
Oh, we generally don't have mages here. They don't really last long before their head explodes.
I can understand why that happens.
Apparently, looking into what they say, it's like looking into the sun until their brain melts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll thank him and I'll finish my meal.
Hmm.
What did you want to ask any questions?
You got any black sausage?
We can burn some sausage if that's what you're asking for.
No, I think he's asking for something a little bit more.
Blood sausage.
Yeah.
We don't really.
If not, I just have a. I'll just be happy whatever you do your clock here.
We've got frankfurts we can put in hot dog buns.
Okay.
Are you after that because of the possible nutritional effects of the nutrients?
No, I just
because
know of it. I've just never tried it.
Bloods. Oh, okay. You just want to try something different. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's.
Okay. Just another question. These hamburgers, the pickles don't explode, do they?
Why would pickles explode? That just sounds crazy talk.
No, it's just the hamburger monster was throwing pickles and they were exploding.
Like I said, crazy talk.
Yeah.
So even though you guys know of these monsters and are inundated with it, you yourselves refer to them as crazy talk?
Would you want to be locked up?
Well, I feel that if it's a reality, why would you be locking up someone for merely stating fact? Just because it sounds crazy doesn't mean it is crazy.
No, I think it's either probably a magical construct.
Yeah.
If it is, it's got a godlike ability of doing that.
I'm betting
or
that
it's just
too.
weird shit.
Well,
I'm going for later.
The government people in charge do not like people talking about it.
So they refuse to accept the...
Are you sure they got their head stuck up somewhere where it doesn't show?
plain talking of what these are. Okay, well, that's interesting to know as well.
Would you say creatures of unusual size and leave it at that?
Okay.
I'm just going to call it weird shit.
Okay.
That would work too, but we have that too as a separate thing. He says,
Okay.
with eyes moving left and right.
Okay, so what other weird shit do you have?
Yeah.
Lots of weird shit, he says.
Oh, we've got plenty
Will
of time.
an extra tip help him feel more sociably talkable?
Well, he does say that there's talk of people doing weird crap all over the place, including what appears to be clay people running around town beating people up.
Clay people,
Yeah.
like normal-sized people, and they run around town and they beat people up.
Yeah. Martial artists clay people.
Martial artist clay people. Now, that is a kind of clay person. That's interesting.
Clay in what? Like mud?
Hard to tell. No one really wants to get too close to them.
Wow, that actually sounds a bit
You
scary.
can't shoot them. Guns have no effect.
Yeah, so I think you're right about the magical constructs side of things. These are definitely not. But why are they here, and why is someone choosing to rule this town, for lack of a better word, in such a manner? Has they always been here? The monsters of unusual size and the weird clay people attacking people?
No, they've been here for more than 50 years, so...
So, yeah, very long term. And does the government do anything about the clay people, even if they don't want to acknowledge them?
Well, the clay people aren't permanently here. They
So
come and go.
They come and go. Is the cycle monthly?
Well, normally when you hear the alarms, clay people have a tendency to show up, so people then go and hide.
Right, yeah, well, let's see why you would have alarms for that.
Well, they're reputed to be thick-headed and not particularly bright.
No, not if they're clay people. I suggest they probably don't have any brains at all.
And
just
then
mud between their ears.
Then there are the occasional flying gargoyles.
Flying gargoyles. Do they appear to be any more intelligent?
How intelligent is more intelligent than something that looks to be made out of clay?
I don't know. Do they have more than mud between their ears?
We're not really too sure. Again, guns seem to have no effect on them.
Okay, well, there you go.
So, even the police department decides to use a shelter when the alarms go off.
Yeah, no, I'd have that. Do they seem to have a purpose, though? Like, do they rob people? Do they just kill people?
If they can get to people, they will harass, bully, and eventually kill.
Okay.
But they're known to torture.
Okay. But for no, they don't seem to be after money, information,
No one seems to understand them.
agenda.
If they have an agenda, they can't speak our language.
Yep. Okay. Well, there you
As
go.
far as we know.
Yep.
If they do, whoever's heard it hasn't survived.
Why do you stay here?
I've lived here all my life.
Have you ever thought of trying to just visit other places? And
I have, but it was boring. All this technology everywhere, doing everything for you.
okay.
It feels like everywhere else is, Yuppieville.
Yeah, but I'd personally prefer to have technology everywhere and just choose not to adopt it and do things myself and not be attacked by clay monsters or monsters of unusual size.
No, it doesn't happen every time. We don't have crime in our streets in general.
Mm.
Well, who wants to be a criminal when if you're a criminal they won't let you into a shelter?
Well, yep, I guess that's the
So
point.
most of our criminal element died out over 50 years ago.
That is also true. But there are other ways to deal with it. Yeah, okay. No, this is interesting information.
So it's known as one of the safest places in the world. It's also one of the deadliest places in the world at different points of the year.
Yeah, it does sound that way.
At least it's not the spookiest place in the world.
Just out of curiosity, where's that?
Oh, it's this weird place called Crystal Cove somewhere.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Apparently there's a talking dog there of importance.
Oh, I see. Yep.
But I'm sure that's just a rumour.
Plus the cookies are bloody, it's supposed to be really addictive.
I don't know. I don't mind addictive cookies.
Depends. I think they only sell it out of the town as a part of their revenue raising.
Oh, well, everyone's got to make a living. Alright. Well, if you don't have any more questions, Womp, I'm going to finish up. I'm actually going to head down to reception and the concierge if they've got one.
They do.
Are you going to stay there and finish off some food?
Yep. Is this all you can eat or?
Oh no, we charge it to you afterwards.
Okay. How much does the charge?
Breakfast is about a credit a meal.
Okay, cool. No, I'll be happy relaxing and regaining my stamina and just make myself feel a little bit better. Yeah, so I'll just continue munching away.
Well, we got crab cakes if you'd like some.
Ooh.
If you want a seafood binge at the moment. No.
Yeah,
wait a
well,
minute.
I haven't tried crab
There's
cakes
blood
before.
sausage before. So, yeah.
I've had fish and chips.
Oh, that's right, because these guys do really great seafood, don't they? Yeah.
And after every incident, there's always a lot of fresh fish on the shoreline.
I see. Yeah, that'd be the tsunami, right?
Yep. Let's collect them up while they're fresh.
Yeah. Makes
Otherwise,
sense.
they become a stink.
Alrighty. Well, I give him an extra tip and I thank him for his time. And I'll go down to the concierge, but you may want to check in on the other players.
Okay, so what is Flogger and Bolt doing at this stage?
Oh, why does it have to involve claws?
Logger. I don't know.
I'll be looking down some food.
Yeah,
But did you stay upstairs with Desrin for room service, or did you come downstairs with
no.
Womp and I for
we
breakfast?
came downstairs where the food is good.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so there's
I decided to run downstairs because what else?
Because you ran downstairs.
there's lots of food available, and apparently they're always happy to make more.
More food.
And they even have troll-sized portions.
Yeah.
And amusingly, the troll-sized portion doesn't cost any more than the
Okay.
child-sized portion.
It still costs 1 credit.
1 credit a meal is their bill. Okay, so you have an enjoyable time eating food that doesn't taste like it came out of a soy factory. So much so that both of you have a sore stomach by the end of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
You don't believe you've
Food
eaten.
coma.
You don't believe you've eaten so much food with so much flavour before. And then they offer something called a milkshake.
I didn't hear Flogger go, milkshake?
Is this uses real milk or is it artificial?
He says you can get artificial milk.
Yeah, it tastes like crap.
We've never tried it.
There's your answer.
You don't want to.
Why not? You like trying new things.
Artificial milk.
No, I meant you want to try their milkshake.
I've
That's what I
bought.
meant.
Oh yeah, I want to compare it to the milkshakes that I've bought, which is actually used real milk. But
So
it costs
Womp
a
is definitely
fortune.
getting milkshake.
So you taste the milkshake and almost get a brain freeze almost immediately. But it is, it has this weird taste to it. You don't quite put your finger on it until you realise, I'm sure that's what milk tastes like. But it is a weird taste to you.
Okay, so I've been ripped off.
I don't know. I think we're all considering moving here.
Okay, so Desrin, you've had room service brought up to you. The service of the day was hamburgers.
Eating toast for breakfast. But hey, I'm happy to go with it.
Well, you get these mini little hamburgers that each fit into your hand, and there's about 6 of them on there with different flavours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said bit, so each hamburger was actually biting his hand.
And they each have a little toothpick going through it, holding them together.
Very swank, I'm sure.
Well, it is the penthouse after all. And you've got what appears to be a pitcher of milk with ice in it.
Mm-hmm.
And another one of what appears to be juice. Not that you've ever actually seen real fruit juice before in person.
Yeah. Well, Desmond's certainly happy to enjoy. As I said, he's taking full advantage of this current situation, even if it's not a, whether it's something you inheriting or not, but hey, they've got to make up for turning it blind this morning, so...
Well, it sort of feels like you're having the full 7-star experience without having to pay for a 1-star experience.
Mm-hmm.
You're definitely having your money go a lot further than you expected.
Indeed. Okay. I'm happy to enjoy a lingering breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, it gives more time for SoCal to test and respond again. Not that I'm expecting it before midnight, but hey.
So it gets to be close to 8 o'clock by the time you finish.
Mm-hmm.
And the others have wandered back up. And you can hear the groaning from Flogger, Womp, and Bolt about their stomachs.
Mm-hmm.
Where Shadow is downstairs at reception.
But I guess I'm very disappointed by the soy cat. Tastes really funny.
It tastes exceedingly funny. It's got this really strong flavour to it, and no bitter aftertaste, no burnt flavouring, and none of this chemical burning in your throat as you drink it. It just doesn't feel right.
Very long.
Okay, so Shadowstyle makes it to reception.
I'll say I'm just staying at the hotel, and I'm obviously not local to the area. He just wants cuddles. It's just he's heavy. He's 3.8 kilos. It's too heavy. I shouldn't complain. Brain. I wanted to find out, I know you guys don't do much by technology and necessarily magic, but are there any schools, libraries?
We have a high school, we have a...
universities?
We don't really have a university. We have...
archival places that might deal in magic?
We don't really deal in magic in this town.
Do you have a newspaper?
We do have a newspaper.
Do you have a library that keeps a record of all your newspapers?
Sort of. It's the newspaper. They keep their own archive.
Okay, so they've got archives at the newspaper. Is there a newspaper office somewhere in the area?
Oh, there's quite a few you can get to. They have places all over town.
Can I get an address of one, please?
Says, sure.
And
He starts writing it down on paper.
yeah, that's fine. I'm already adjusted to the fact that this is a place out of time itself, and they have real paper, and they like doing real food, and it's not that I'm not enjoying it and I don't appreciate it, but I love Desrin's line, which is it's just all weird. It's just too weird.
And you find that you can actually read his handwriting.
Yep.
You don't know many people you can actually read their handwriting from. It's a lost art.
Yep. Yeah, no. If Shadow had any kind of hobbies, calligraphy would be one of them. It'd just be getting hold of the paper and the pens to do it would be very hard for her, but I keep forgetting to sit down with you and do all of her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, too much happens.
Yeah, we've had a busy week.
We've had a busy couple of years. Alright, so I'll take that address. And can I use public transport to get to this address?
Oh yeah, we have public transport.
Do you happen to have, and I'm pretty sure they will, just based on the fact that he wrote stuff down on paper, a map of the city area?
He does. He pulls out a pamphlet and hands it to you. It unfolds into a large map.
Do I need to provide any
No button pushing whatsoever.
money to pay for this?
Why would you need money to pay for that? That's just crazy talk, he says.
I come from a world where it's just crazy.
He reaches over and pats you on the shoulder and says, I'm so sorry. You've come to civilization.
I'm starting to think that too, and if Shadow ever leaves the Shadowrun group, it'll be because she moved here, because she could deal with being locked up in a bunker for an hour 12 times a year and occasionally having to deal with clay monsters.
What's your occupation going to be?
I think that since I got all those hundreds of thousands of credits from that other thing, I'd just convert those into dollars, and I could probably live here if I lived a fairly...
Oh, okay, so you're talking about retirement.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
And only have to go out and do a run every few years.
Yeah, I'd just go up to Seattle every 3 or 4 years, do a run, and come back.
Okay, so what are you going to do to conquer boredom?
Well, in real life, just as in my character, I've never, ever been bored in my entire life. I've always got 50 things that I've got going, and I think Shadow's the same kind of person. There aren't books to read, then there's books to write. And you can build a list from there. You should start on calligraphy.
I can certainly agree with the idea. I can happily accept the statement that money can't buy happiness, but I do believe it's invented for a while.
Yes,
I looked at it
absolutely.
strangely saying, you actually read books? I thought you looked at them on the computer screens.
Well, even if I'm looking at them on computer screens, there is always ways to occupy time. I do not understand people who get bored, and I don't understand people who talk about writer's block. And for that, I often get some very funny books. So if I was gonna retire anywhere, it will be here. I'm not ready to retire yet. I still have a cause, and that would be to eventually help out the little people, and that's going to keep me in the horrible Seattle. But I'm definitely coming here for a holiday, I think.
I was going to say, from what I understand of what Shadowrun's learned recently, it's not so much that she'd retire here and every few years go out back to Seattle to top up the funds again.
Yeah, pretty much.
The sounds of it is a case of that time of the month would be the time to go to Seattle.
Yeah. My plan would be, if it happens on the 1st of the month, then I'm going away on the 28th, and I'm coming back on the 2nd. Should be enough time to do a run.
That's right, yeah. Take a weekend of every month.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of people, what's that, not transmute, that thing where they...
Transient?
No. The fly out type.
That transmute, it's not transmute though, is it? It's,
Transient?
No, not transient. Commute, that's the word. A lot of people commute. We've got a lot of people who work in Canberra from Monday to Friday, and then they spend the weekend in
wherever they came from,
on the coast or in Sydney or wherever.
Admittedly, going through that barrier on a regular occasion might get a bit hair-raising over time.
I reckon if I can get used to that though, that'd only be the only downside. And the question is do you always have to fly in here?
There is a boat.
Yeah. The boat might be a less hair-raising ride.
You got those creatures outside that come in from the water.
Only once a month. If I'm leaving a few days before it, or a few days after, and coming back a few days after it, I'm pretty sure that sea is as safe as anything. Alright. I thank him for the things. I'm guessing money doesn't mean much to these guys then?
As long as you pay your own credit.
Oh, well, I was just going to tip him. I also asked him where I can get some real money, like a thing that changes credits into actual cash.
Oh, we do accept credits.
I realise that, but if I'm getting on and off buses and things like that, wouldn't they prefer cash?
They take either because we're used to holiday makers.
Oh, I see. All right. Well, I'll still give him a tip.
Though to be honest, holiday makers are the ones who usually get eaten. But hey, we don't advertise that part.
Yeah, I wouldn't advertise that either. It's a great way to make money, but not have to spend too much.
Yes.
So I'll give
Beautiful one day, eaten the next.
Yes, we have more people coming than leaving.
I'll give him a tip and thank him for his time and head back upstairs to go and see the penthouse full of trolls and bolts with sore tummies.
There's a nice breeze going past the penthouse and you can see Bolt sticking his head out over the railing.
Yes.
To be fair, Martin, if they were interested in tourism, the statement that more people come than leave, it sounds like good tourism technique. Because obviously it's so wonderful to stay. It's the reason more people come than leave.
Leave, yeah, that's right, yeah.
They don't give the reason why people don't leave. They just leave that bit. I'm sure it's in the fine print somewhere.
Absolutely. It's size 2 font. Are we going to head over to your lawyer's office then?
Well, okay, probably around 9 o'clock-ish, I would think it's appropriate.
Yeah, I don't know how long it'll take to travel there.
I would assume it's not going to take too long. I don't think it's that big a city.
Is it that big a city?
When you're in the central area, it takes maybe half an hour to an hour to get anywhere. If you're trying to get to the other suburbs, it adds time. The sprawl of it is probably as big as the downtown region of Seattle, not city downtown, the city centre, but the entire downtown district.
So,
while, in fact, actually, during that morning while Desmond's sitting around enjoying his breakfast and getting ready to stuff, he will try and do another look through the directory and things, looking for any indication of places that will hire vehicles, like rent-a-car.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because hey, Desmond would much better to drive himself rather than be driven.
Same here.
They have quite a few rental places, ranging from 1 credit a day to 50 credits a day. And each of them, so the more expensive ones seem to be what you consider modern vehicles, which run off electricity.
Desron, I will split half with you if we just go straight to the 50 credit a day one.
Whereas the 1 credit a day one requires you to, has this warning requires to be filled up on a regular basis. It doesn't exactly say what it has to be filled up with, they assume you know.
So, hey, considering, well, Declan's definitely thinking about the 1 credit a day one, because obviously these guys have got their funds inverted because the penthouse was much cheaper than the basement.
What about we go in the middle where we don't have to fill it up on the check engine light every 2 seconds, but we're not getting the most exorbitant of things here? And I'll split your halves.
Exactly. On the other side is the fact that, well, yeah, if it's clear what the differences in payments are worth, he's also happy at the fact that, well, hey, 50 credits is still cheap. As far as he understands the exchange rate.
So while you're looking at stuff, it seems that most of the 1 credit a day is the equivalent of muscle cars.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the, say, 20 to 30 credits a day are more like station wagons.
Will they accommodate trolls, particularly 2 trolls?
Any of the troll-shaped ones are at least 50 credits a day.
Okay, so
They don't actually get cheaper than that.
we need to get a troll-sized one, unfortunately. But we can charge the trolls for getting a troll-sized vehicle.
And I'm assuming that means that basically, yes, we're getting the soccer mum minivan.
Yeah.
Though the only things that take trolls are single-seat vehicles.
Oh, really? They don't have vehicles that'll take a troll and... We should have brought my car!
Well, for here, the only way they can fit a troll in a vehicle and still fit it on the road is if it only takes 1 person.
Does that mean we're stuck on public transport then?
No,
If we wanna
you
take
can just get
trolls
multiple.
with us.
You can get multiple vehicles.
Yeah, but do you know what the chances of Flogger spotting a door and then departing from the group are? I'm pretty sure they're pretty high. He's going to remember that door factory any moment now and go, well, maybe I can accommodate a few more doors now.
Certainly what I'm doing is Andrew's not stuck on public transport.
And I might leave the night because we're both really tired and need to go lay down.
All good. You guys go rest.
Yeah, Flogger's doing another tour of the door factory.
Well, then we just got to accommodate 1 troll, so... but still, if we want the 1 troll and then... You've already got your bike. It's a shame that the troll car doesn't accommodate a troll and a person. Because that would mean we're just down to renting 1 vehicle and you could run your bike.
You can technically sit on the back of the bike.
Technically. I don't know, does Desrin let people ride on the back of his bike?
Well, it would be another elf.
He can keep the shadow star on the back of the bike before.
Okay, alright. I can't remember. I just remember you're awfully precious about the bike. That's all Ari Underbrain remembers.
Well, as long as it's an elf, he seems to be very accommodating.
Okay.
If it's not an elf, then it's like, bike, it only sits 1.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, how about we just organise for a car for Womp? And, Rakesh. Although Rakesh has dropped off. Did he come back?
He has not come back.
Okay.
So
let's presume Rakesh, Flogger, and Bolt are all at the door factory.
Having a door
drive
time.
a car without grid guide.
I can drive, but not do very well. I watched you drive.
You do have 2 ranks in it.
What, driving?
Sorry, 2 dice in it, 2 green dice.
Yeah.
How
I
hard
watched
can it
him
be?
drive.
Let's get the extra insurance, just in case. And you're following us, so that should be...
Yeah, as long as he doesn't do any shenanigans that he normally does. Or showing off.
I'm fairly sure he won't show off with me on the bike.
This is Desmond.
Yeah.
Is Shadow Star saying that with genuine confidence, or is that just something to make Womp feel better?
Something to make Womp feel better. No, just on the player record, 0 confidence.
Just give me the address, and a map, because this doesn't use they don't have a GPS system.
No, they don't. Yeah, we'll give you a map for backup, but you just have to follow behind us. And
Yeah, I will follow, but knowing Desmond, he's going to go, oh, look, it's a race.
And you do notice that you don't pick up any of the GPS satellites on your technology. Okay, so, because apparently you're not getting a satellite signal here.
Is the lawyers far? Because there's
It's not that far.
yeah, okay.
Womp can actually walk there.
Okay. Well, since we don't need the cars right now, we might walk to the lawyers.
Okay.
And, we'll have the car ready in case we need to travel for the key. Was it a key or a coin or both?
Well, no, we've got the coin, the key/coin.
Yeah.
It's a case of taking you to the site which apparently you get opened by the key.
Yeah.
which I'm assuming also wasn't that far, but it was certainly some distance away from the river, but not necessarily, but it was still within the same city. So.
Yeah.
Did we name the lawyers?
Do
I
we?
don't think I
Does it come off that map that we did the race around? Do we cheat him and how?
Sorry, I couldn't.
Yeah.
No, that's what you called them.
Sorry, what was that?
That's what Ross called them.
What was it?
Wolfman and Hart.
Oh, okay.
From Angel.
I thought it was from the map that we had the race on, where it had Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. You remember when you were doing your race around the block and you had to get the police to chase you, and they had the lawyers on the corner?
I can't recall that.
Yeah.
From Car Wars. Car Wars does have Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe as the lawyers.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was joking.
No, it was certainly potentially correct.
And it does
But
fit
yeah, as
Shadowrun.
I'm aware, we didn't have a name for the lawyers at this stage.
If we do, it'll be in my notes, unfortunately, from when we were looking at the file.
Let me have a quick look.
Yeah, I'm not seeing. It's always just referred to as the lawyers from Portland.
Okay, so Portland lawyers.
You mean we're not going to apply any imagination to this game that allows us to use our imagination?
No. It's actually Portland and Partners.
Ah!
Well, I've got a
because lawyer, the firm is very old for Portland.
Yep.
Well, I do have one for you.
Yep.
Give me a sec once I get my screen to behave. I've got it down as ELF Legal Protection.
Oh, there you go.
ERF?
ELF. E.L.F. Legal Protection. So, ELF.
So does that protect you against lawyers?
Possibly.
Because it's legal protection?
I'm sure they're happy to take your money for that role too.
I'm sure either way they'll take your money.
And to be fair, it's not like lawyers with that much difference from your local neighbourhood protection racket.
And the other thing is, in Shadowrun they do say never trust an elf. So we do have those interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with you find yourself outside of the local office of ELF Legal Protection, Portland.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like a small little office here on the 10th floor of one of the buildings.
Hopefully there's an elevator.
There's stairs.
Just stairs?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a
Well,
lawyer's office. They
Tough.
charge you extra for the elevator.
I think there's room to play. Depending on how much they were charging. How much would you pay to go up in an elevator? This is where the GM names a fictional price of...
It's not like Desra would pay for a void stairs. At least not much.
Oh no, if he says it costs 10 credits, I'm guessing Desrin's like, I'll put up 10 credits. If he says 100, Desrin will be like, yeah, okay, I'm still paying it. It's when it goes over 100, Desrin's just he's gonna think a bit longer until it gets up to 200, and then once it gets up to 200, he might start thinking about walking up.
Desra's not lazy. He's a very fit man, really.
I was going to say, I don't think of him as lazy. I think of him as a man who loves his technology and doesn't like to give it up easily.
I prefer to think of the fisher.
And the size of the stairs here do cater for trolls.
I'm happy to go up the stairs.
So Desmond's certainly looking around for the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And then finding it odd that it's not there, but then thinking, well, I guess considering what else is around this town, a lack of elevators on 10-story buildings is possibly not quite so odd.
Well, It does go up further.
It's odd in the sense that normally, or historically, places that did before elevators were commonplace, you didn't normally go above 6 floors. So, but yes. So if there's no elevator, Des was quite willing to start up the stairs.
So going up there, you find that cause it's a big central part of the building, like a mezzanine with lots of shops all around as you keep going up. And you can see the inside building. There's windows facing the mezzanine from all the parts of the outside of the building, so it's like a hollow center.
Right.
And taking all the various stairs, you finally find yourself on the 10th floor and outside Elf Legal Protection Portland, and it looks like it's got a 3-leaf clover
Interesting.
with what appears to be the 4th leaf blowing away.
At least it's not a no-leaf clover. Nobody notes the Metallica reference there. Absolutely not. I'm kidding.
I'm sure it's no indication there that most people's luck goes away as soon as they enter.
Exactly. But anyway,
Do I get a feeling that I might lose something if I enter the office?
You probably lose some form of... you sure you'll feel dumber just entering this place, where lawyers generally talk down to people.
Or poorer.
That too.
Usually you'll feel poorer as soon as you enter a lawyer's office.
But I don't get any distinct sort of magical, I probably should not enter here.
Not really.
Okay, alright. Just the usual apprehension that comes with entering a lawyer's office.
Yep. It's always expensive.
Now, thankfully they're not my lawyers.
And I'm sure they've got a first consultation free. We give a definition of free.
Yes.
But yeah, so Degler's going to go in, and...
So, entering, you find yourself in a room barely big enough for 2 of you to enter, let alone a troll.
As soon as we see the size of the room, I will suggest to...
I'll just stay outside.
All the way... Well, I think only 1% of it came in, wasn't it? All the rest of it would have gone to the door factory, wasn't it? Yeah, suggest that one wait outside. That's much on the idea of, hey, they probably deliberately make it small because it reduces the number of trolls and orcs that will come in.
Well, they do like to represent elves. So.
And you see a nice, charming looking elf sitting behind the desk. He gives you a dazzling smile with the teeth flashing and everything. It makes you look like he's come straight off a soap. He's so well dressed that you feel like you've just come off the street, which is not surprising.
Does he have a name tag on?
He does not have a name tag on.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I recognise you. Didn't you die in the 1st, 3rd, and 6th episodes of whatever the local soap is named?
He just gives you a dazzling smile and says, I don't need to act. I'm rich.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Money does have that benefit.
And he just grins happily.
Yeah. Depends on what he considers rich, I guess. Living in this city, he is probably stupidly wealthy.
So he turns and looks at Desrin and goes, so you must be this Desrin Dead Hop that I've been hearing about.
Desrin Dead Hop? Is that a purposeful mispronunciation of his
you're
name?
not sure.
It's Desrin Deadbeat.
My mistake, sir.
Womp's not in the room.
The door was partly open at the time and Womp speaks in through the door.
So the GM gets his capacity to rejig things.
My apologies, sir. Shall I refer to you as Mr. Deadbeat from now on?
What I'd be most surprised about is the idea of an elf calling a troll sir.
Yeah, actually, that is the most weird thing about this whole
Yes, but the thing is, the troll is dressed better than Desmond is.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes, I always dressed finely.
Okay, all right. Fair
Mind you,
enough.
my fashion sense happens to be like 2 centuries out, but
Just remind me, what does Desrin look like?
it
Biker.
looks like a street ganger.
Oh, okay. And you'll wear the full suit, do you, Womp?
Yeah, I
Okay.
basically something that I've stepped out of the 19th century.
Okay.
Or if I'm down my Eki thumb part, I'm wearing nice trousers with braces and a shirt.
That's okay, I just didn't remember what you looked like. This is good to know. Unfortunately, I can't see those
Okay.
images, but it doesn't matter how.
Does that help at all?
Kind of, yeah. I can see he's in like more corporate wear, whereas which one's Desrin?
Desrin is biker in the top.
Oh
here.
yeah. I can't see that image very well because my. Oh yeah, very bikerish.
With
I
the
like Bolt's picture. Bolt's really cool.
Desmond's, I think it's basically ignoring the statement there.
Yeah.
And says, yes, I'm here to discuss the, and I looked at my notes and I haven't got a surname for grandfather or father. I've got Oliver as the name for grandfather, but I don't know if that's a surname or a real first name.
Your character never found out.
Wouldn't be Oliver Oswald, would it?
Possibly.
Do you want to give that a try? Because when I snuck a look at the file Detective Callahan on you, it had your name at the orphanage down as Gerald Oswald. And quite often what orphanages do is they do keep the last name. So you could give it a shot.
Is there an equivalent of hero points or bloody story points or anything like that?
There are.
Okay, Desmond remembers that he's actually got the
Shouldn't you ask?
documents, which actually happens to have the case numbers.
Shouldn't you ask
References.
Desrin if he wants to do that though? Since it's Desrin's story.
I was going to say the fact that I did figure that because I remember that we had a name that I was going when we first arrived. Because we was actually the name on the compound as well.
It was the family name of Oliver.
It was Oliver was the family name.
It was, And you believe it was, and the grandfather was listed as a T. Oliver. T. Oliver, right. Yes, I will say that. Yes, I was directed here to discuss the Oliver
Estate?
Estate, that's what I was thinking. Beneficiary is not what I'm looking for, but yes, the Oliver Estate.
Yeah.
He pulls out a keyboard and starts tapping on it.
Really, he has an actual keyboard.
Mm-hmm. And he seems to be looking at a screen behind the desk and says, "Oh, look, I've got the correspondence here. It says that your father was going through the estate and was going to send you the legacy once he's finished." Well, so I got the message to come down here at this time. I'm assuming it's been finished, or the request to come through to come down early. But either way, here I am. So if you can direct me to the member, the partner in charge of the account, I'll discuss it with them. They're in Portland, so.
Aren't we in Portland?
No.
We're south of
Portland. You're south of Portland, not South Portland.
Okay, right.
In the sense that there's a lot of places that are south of Portland.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We're probably north of LA.
You are north of Los Angeles.
So.
You're actually on the edge of the Los Angeles County region.
I'm very vague on the geography for Shadowrun.
Well, good. Most of us are vague on the United States geography because we don't live there.
I have some sense of it, but not a thorough one.
Okay.
Certainly Shadowrun's given me most of my geography of the United States.
Yeah,
Same
that's
with me.
accurate.
It's helped me brush up on my knowledge of it too.
But probably more useful.
Well, in that case then, have you been in contact with my father as part of his reviewing of the estate?
Well, no, I'm just here if anyone needs to lodge any papers or call up any records. As long as you've got the all the account details and proper ID, then I can tell you more. You have the proper ID, I assume, he says?
Depends on what the proper ID is.
Identifying him as one of the family.
Yeah, you might need to go to this storage locker first.
Yeah. Well, as I said,
I'm sure that the message that said come here had all the details in it. If a message was sent, he says.
Did the message have details in it? How did you get this message?
The message had almost no details.
Okay, yeah.
So, there would appear to have been some oversights amongst the information that had been provided.
Well, if you want to
could direct
provide
me-
your identification, then I'm sure I can clear up most of the oversight for you now, sir. Just hand over your official ID.
We almost need Womp to just look in the doorway and go, you don't need to see his identification. Because doesn't Womp have all the charisma?
Possibly.
I do have the charisma, but I do. Oh, actually, I think I actually do have. Just check. Oh no, I think I got Dispel instead of Mask. No, I don't
that's
have
a shame.
Mask spell. If I had the
Because-
Mask spell, I could probably get away with it.
Because if we did, we could have said something like, but you recognised him as Desmond Deadshot. Of course you know who he is. You don't need to see his identification.
But anyone could dress as Desmond Deadshot. Not that he understands what anyone would want to. He still needs to see
I
some
presume
idea.
I don't have any of those powers either. I'm almost not sure why I became a magic person. I've got no spells.
No, what
I've
I
got
would
them
have
written
done
down
is actually
somewhere. I need
cast
to go through
Mask
my
and
notes.
then
Yeah, but it
made a
Yeah.
fake
keeps
ID.
shooting me in the foot, like literally months. So it's my fault.
Sorry, what was that, Ross?
Oh, what I would have done if I had Mask, I would have used that to create a fake ID and being very persuasive.
I got a disguise kit, but I don't think that's anywhere near as good.
No, the illusion is the Mask's abilities.
Okay, Desmond just explained that. Well, hey, I was merely given the information to show up at this location.
Yeah, the mask will not actually create an ID for you, Ross.
I thought it can create an illusionary ID if I happen to spend a hero point or something like that.
It doesn't create
Say.
an illusionary ID. It changes your appearance to look like something else.
I thought it was able to create an illusion.
It creates an illusion.
It can change your clothing, the appearance of your clothing. And things like that.
Okay. I thought it actually.
It's like
I thought
heal
there was
does
an
not.
ability in there to actually create illusions as well.
And mask is creating illusions, but it's not creating IDs. So, if you created an ID and then he didn't verify that it actually existed, you would then have committed a crime.
Okay, fair enough.
Because it wouldn't even be a rating 1 ID because it wouldn't register on the system because it's.
That's right, it wouldn't have any electronic fingerprint at all. It would be a piece of paper saying my name is.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of the psychic paper, but without any way of checking it. And then it's the same with the healing. The healing doesn't actually regrow stuff.
But yeah, so well, it appears I've been sent on a wild goose chase because all I've been told was to go up here. And I'll tell you what, it was certainly not a good trip to get down here. So.
Well, I can understand that. Not many people are willing to brave the barrier, especially with cyberware. Yeah, pretty brave of you, sir.
Well, Brave is one word. Ignorant is another.
I'm sure they're both the same thing in everyone's eyes. He says, giving you a wink.
Mhm.
All the better to see you with.
That's the idea.
I'm sure if someone had left you a message somewhere, it would find its way to you. These things always seem to do that.
Indeed. Well, I guess I will bid you good day for the time being, and
Well, before you go,
to the hotel and wait for this message.
well, before you go, here's the paperwork to get your identification confirmed. Once you fill it all out, I can submit it, and I'm sure there'll only be a 3 to 4 month wait period for verification and checking, and then I'll be able to tell you more information.
Is there any way to fast track it?
That is fast tracked.
Oh, okay. What about express fast track?
It's okay.
I could set it alight. That would make it very fast.
I'm sure that it's merely an oversight as to the fact that the records and details have not been already forwarded, and we'll take it up at our end.
Hey, we still use our sins here, even though, for any of the I could probably call it international at this point, because Angel Grove really is a self-contained place. So anyone from outside Angel Grove has to have a sin to be able to use legal services here.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, why would you travel here?
I'm asking myself the same question.
He says, good luck, and if you have any issues, I'm sure you can find my name in the local book under ELF, Legal Protection, Portland.
I can indeed. It's how I found you this morning.
Well, see, look, you're already one step above the average tourist.
There you go. Thank you for the time, and I hope you don't get disturbed by the siren for a while yet.
Oh, it only happens every few weeks. It's never really regular that you can set a clock by it. It would be much easier if they did.
Hopefully that means that I will get a proper sleep in for at least a few weeks then. I'm staying down here for a while waiting for information.
I'm sure it will be fine, he says.
Thank you for your time.
And do you want to take the paperwork with you and start filling it out? Or?
Oh, okay, yeah. You certainly don't paperwork. You take anything.
It's a big stack.
Yep, you'll place it into his bag and probably look to borrow a pen too.
Oh, he's got one with the whole 3-leaf clover with the one clover flying off.
Mm-hmm. The chances are the hotel supply pen will probably run out by the time he tries to fill out that paperwork.
Always seems to happen.
So, was there any other form of identification, like if you had a item handed to him by his family, that is sufficient?
You're down on your multivitamins or your supplements, but you've got your essential medicine.
Let us go. Jason's immediately shuffling and encouraging Womp to leave before to stop talking.
Well, we're going for, what is it, second breakfast.
I like to call it second coffee, usually swiftly followed by third coffee.
Jason's planning on going to the location in which the message indicated the coin/key is attached to. So,
And the paper map that Shadowstar has does show that a bus route does go past there.
Let's hop onto a bus. Look, we're
Okay.
just in time.
You can hop onto a bus. Jason's planning on riding your bike.
Really, you don't want to get there straight away?
He still might get there before you.
Oh, okay.
It is a bus after all.
I don't know. The buses here seem to be pretty efficient.
They are. But Desrin doesn't follow speed limits.
And there's also the fact that why would Desmond leave his bike out the front of the lawyer's office?
We walked there. You didn't ride your bike because it was within walking distance.
Desmond rode. Yeah, he said it was close enough for Womp to walk. Doesn't mean it was close enough for Desmond to walk.
Alrighty. We can't leave Womp behind, I don't think.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. You guys jump on the bus.
Why do I always seem to be jumping on bloody public transport? I really wish my car was here. Alrighty.
Desmond's happy to give you a lift as well, but...
Well, I don't want to leave Womp on his own, so I'll go with Womp.
Yeah.
Do we know where we're going?
You do. You've been... I believe that Desrin's shown you.
Okay, all good.
Which is why you're able to tell that a bus stop was nearby.
Yep. All right. We'll hop on the bus then, and head there. And for all we know, we'll get halfway there, and Desrin will have looked in the storage shed, finished up, and left, and just forgotten that the rest of us are here.
Well, so by the time you
happy to start heading that direction, but I'm also thinking that he's getting close to
finish
ending time.
Yeah, I think Martin was going to finish up once we got on the bus and so on.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say you have no problems getting there. By the time you get there, you realise that Desrin's been here for a while, arguing with the people at the gate.
Oh, okay. All right. He can't get in?
Well, they're asking for his ID.
Oh, okay. And he doesn't have...
And so what would Desrin show for his ID?
Well, okay, the first thing is, what's the place look like?
It looks like a storage yard where there's a whole lot of storage rooms with doors all around it.
So is this like where we had our storage at in Mitchell, where they've got one big house and a bunch of sheds inside, and you can only access them once you get into the big warehouse?
Bit of both, inside and outside, but you've got a front gate to get through.
I was going to say, or is it more like Storage King, where all the garages are outside, you've just got to get through the gates?
They have inside and outside.
Okay, so they have both types. And we don't know if yours is outside or inside.
Presumably any key that was used that would give you access to your storage locker also gives you access to the gate or provides the identification to get through the gate.
So you've shown them your coin?
Well, okay. This is going to be... okay. Because he'll arrive and take a look around the place, like exactly basically looking, thinking how far ahead of the bus he might be at present time. And so basically looking at the external sort of place and determining what sort of entry requirements there might be.
They have lots of cameras. Surprisingly, they have covered probably about 70% of the entry points you can see.
So you need to wait 4 weeks for more monsters to arrive, and all the cameras will die, and then you could just get in.
Get in blind.
Yeah, well, you're blind. So in that 4 weeks, you have an eye operation and get a transplant.
Hey, I was waiting 4 weeks so I could get some more side work with him.
And then he finds, I can't move. Why? I've got my reflexes upgraded with cyberware.
Where, yeah.
But yeah, so basically the idea is, so he's basically effectively sitting on his bike out near the front gate, assuming it's a front gate type stuff, and basically watching for a bit. Like this, technically he's quite legitimately waiting for the bus to get back and do a catch up. But he's basically going to spend a few minutes or 10 minutes, whatever type leave initially. Is there any? Is anybody else going into or out of the facility?
At this time of day,
like on a regular basis?
Doesn't have a lot of traffic.
Like a lot of custom going through, yeah, for that.
You would expect that people would either come at the end of a work day or before a work day, rarely during a work day.
Okay, and then does it look like the opening locking mechanism on the gate might be? Is it Flash ID, insert a key card.
Well, it seems to be
There's a nice coin-shaped slot.
It seems to have a little box with flashing lights. And while you're waiting, you see someone pull up beside it and push something against it. The gates open and they go in. And a security guard comes out and checks them over, ticks something on some sort of wooden thing with a metal thing sticking out of the top of it with a stick, and lets them through.
Okay. And just confirming, in the envelope at the message, there was only the coin, wasn't there? There was
Only
no
the coin.
instructions or information.
No other information.
And the message just said there's a key waiting for you down the bottom in the reception, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it gave you the address here in the message.
And the address here, yeah. So yeah, in that case then, Desmond's waiting for the bus for a bit, depending upon how far the bus is behind. If it's more than 15 minutes, then he will aim to effectively manoeuvre the bike up to the gate and basically hold the coin up against this box to see if that activates the gate.
He does activate the gate, and the guard comes out before you can get through, and that's when Desrin and Shadowstar show up. Womp and Shadowstar show up on the bus, and he's basically asking you to identify yourself.
Okay, well, Desmond D, here for the Oliver estate.
He says, well, I've got a Desrin D. I don't have an Oliver estate. So Desrin D, he says your unit is Unit 7. He rips off a map from his wooden thing and hands it to you. It seems to be a layout plan of the complex in paper with a circle around a specific unit.
Mm-hmm.
And a X where in red saying you are here.
Marvellous. And then noting that the others are basically just getting off the bus though, I'll hold up and up before moving on and say, yep, they're with me, they're here to help carry the stuff.
Back onto the bus. Hopefully it's not furniture. Because no one is going to be charming enough to get me to lift furniture.
Oh no, that's what
That's why I'm going to Google this.
He carries under his arm as he's walking back along the footpath.
Okay, so everyone joins you as you head towards locker number 7. Seems to be size of a... we could probably fit a car through the door.
Yeah. I can see it. This week in Storage Wars.
Yes.
Desmond is now looking at his new storage unit that he's now got access to.
And did he bid on it?
I really hope there's not soiled mattresses in it.
Mm.
And it's got one of those flashy things on the front, so you realise that your coin will probably open this too.
To open this door just like it did for the front gate, yep.
And when you flash it, you hear the happy beeping sound that the front gate made. As the door starts to open, we finish the session there.
I was going to say, with mystic smoke starts pouring out from under the door as it lights up.
And the glint of dark eyes.
What, no tentacles coming out from underneath and pulling him in?
Well, why did you not do this? You're the GM. This is your call.
That's what we get to wait for next session.
So next session you'll find out exactly what happens as the door starts to open.
Yep.
You can imagine anything you wish between now and then.
Okay.
Yes, you just happened to found a crack lab.
That could be interesting.
Still worth money.
Yeah, technically.
Okay.
Meth lab's worth a lot of money.
And hey, it's not like I've got any idea what the family business was.
That's true as well.
Could quite possibly
Yeah,
be.
we're done getting perfectly valid option.
Okay, so thanks for joining, everyone.
Indeed, thank you.
And I'll see Jeremy on Friday, and hopefully Ross next Friday.
Yeah, I have to see. I may not be there. It really depends on if my wife's able to get her operation sorted out or not.
We
Hopefully
understand.
everything goes smoothly if she
Yeah.
does.
And on the bright side, you'll be 11th level for D&D.
Yep. Yeah, we're into a whole new phase.
I
believe it's called War.
All the parties report up to each other each time.
Yep. Yep. We're all at the same time. We're all going to war.
All 20 characters are now leveled up. So,
Okay, then.
good night.
Thank you very much, all.
Yep.
Have a good night. And we will catch you, Martin, on Friday. Otherwise, catch the rest of you next week or the week after.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.